Please, Johnny.
The umpires for today's game: Tony Day, Damien Joyce and Richard Williams are the field umpires. Boundary, Sam Lewis and Stephen Wilson. And in the goal, we've got Shannon Riggs and Jonathan White.
Your first caller on RPH Football, Paul Blandis.
Meeson will go to battle with Cranston in the middle. Culprits there, not for Glenelg this year, but certainly for Norwood. And also Ben Mills, the captain. Probably the tap down in favour of Meeson's picked up by Fisher. He goes backwards with the handball to Willits. Willits, a good kick under pressure, looking for Backwell on centre wing, and he takes the mark. Well, in fact, he didn't take the mark, but he got a free kick. Bailey was there infringing. So Backwell with Flares and boosters. If we get dark, we'll know where he is. The number 2 on his back, and off he goes.
Great kick.
To Rogers, couldn't take the mark. The pressure from the Norwood player in Dygan was very good. It ends up with Gallagher. Gallagher goes by hand to Meeson. He is in the centre of Glenelg Oval. He runs with that funny gait and goes by hand to Culprit. It's a big booming kick inside the forward 50. Looking for a player up there for Norwood in David Yeomans, of course, the next Bay player. Willits was rebounding from defence. Gave by hand to McConnell. Was a little bit untidy, but McConnell with number 33, he's taken, but he gets away with the long sleeves on, and now he kicks and finds Willits, who marks at half-back for the Tigers. They're going to the school end at Glenelg Oval this afternoon, and thanks to Grand Central, we've gone about 48 seconds, so Willits goes back. He's looking for a target on centre wing outer side, coming from behind. Well, that was a big fly by Ruory Kirkby, playing his second game, and it's gone out of bounds, centre wing outer side.
It's interesting, that kick from his Culprit from Norwood into the forward area. He actually kicked it deep into the forward pocket area. Very hard to score from that deep forward pocket. Probably should have gone to the top of the square, and that's where Norwood need to have their players running around.
Smith and Meeson in the ruck. Smith won it down. It was good football. Comes the way of Moore. He's well wrapped up in the tackle there, but he managed to get a handball out to his teammate in Logan. Mule shares it across to Gibbs. The man we were speaking about kicks towards half forward where Mitchell has run on, and the big fella takes a good mark, and it was a beautiful kick there from Gibbs, just well weighted towards Mitchell. He's at right half forward flank, grandstand side, kicks up inside 50, and all on his own running down there was Ben Moore, the experienced one, playing game number 94 today, and of course he played a number of years at Richmond in the AFL, and he'll go back, Smithy, from about 35 out straight in front.
It was lazy football there from the Norwood defenders there, or the Norwood midfielders. Ben Moore made the effort to run from centre wing to receive that ball. None of the Norwood players chased him. The midfielders in Borlase and James just let him go, and now he's ended up with the ball 45 metres out, virtually directly in front, and he'll certainly put the first score on the board. Aided with the breeze too, going to that southern end. The kick's on its way. The goal umpire says that's okay. Moore's got his first, so have the Tigers here on RPH Football. And courtesy of Grand Central, we played just over 2 minutes of this first quarter. And again, good play, good usage of the ball by the Tigers. They kept the ball in play, and a great kick from Bryce Gibbs, as we said, found his teammate, and his teammate there was Mitchell. And Mitchell looked up, saw Ben Moore in the space, and Ben Moore ran from centre wing to receive that. Very poor defensive work from the Norwood side. And
PB, I've just seen former Norwood Premiership coach and now Port Adelaide assistant coach, Port Power assistant coach, Peter Rode, coming to the grandstand here at the Bay, having a look at his old side.
Yes, Peter Rode, what a good player and coach he was. So there's the ball up in the middle, Cranston and Meeson. Meeson again gets first hand of the football. Borlase will be first there. He goes by hand and finds Bartamucci. He wheels round onto that favoured left boot, looking for Sandry. The kick just wasn't quite there, and coming from behind was Mitchell, spoiled Sandry. So Sandry went to ground. Mitchell kept his feet, goes by hand to Fisher. He now goes long with the kick. He's looking for a play out there, and Kirkby was taken high, one would have thought. It's now picked up by Backwell. He gets a quick handball. The attention from Bailey was great, but Ruory takes it inside 50. Oh, he curves it round, but it's gone out of bounds on the full ski. And Glenelg, 1 goal straight, 6. Norwood yet to score. Grand Central says we've gone about 3.5 minutes.
That kick was a real Smithfield crash. Klanger, again, could have put it to the top of the square, but chose to have the shot.
So Norwood bring the ball back into play. They've gone out looking for Culprit, defensive 50, and he dropped the mark he should have taken. Late pressure there from Ben Mules was good by the Tigers skipper. He goes to Backwell, got a little handball out, was good to Rogers, now gives to Mules. He kicks towards the top of the square, sights up a player and takes a wonderful mark. It's Ruory, the man who just performed the Smithfield crash, Klanger Smithing, and he'll go back now from about 30 out straight in front.
See, there you go. That's exactly what he should have done in the previous play. He's at the top of the square now. Now, his teammate was in there before, the same position, same spot he was kicking from.
Well, the captain was the one that did that, so Ruory clearly is listening to RPH Football.
Exactly right. Okay, so Ruory coming in 35, 40 metres out, virtually the same spot that Benny Moore kicked from. And he's going to line up for his first shot on goal. Comes in now with the old Jimmy LaHoo number, I think. Comes in, the kick's on its way, and it's just going to fade away to the right, is it? And it's going to go through for a... No, he's kicked it through. Looked like from the way the goal umpire was running that it was a point, and the reaction from the Norwood defender looked like it was a point too. But he's got his first on the board, and Glenelg have got their second. So 2 straight to Glenelg. Norwood yet to score, and courtesy of our good friends at Black and White Trucks and Removals, Melbourne 7-2, leading Collingwood 3-5.
Well, that's pretty good for my tips, because I tipped the Demons this afternoon. They've been in pretty good form, possibly a smoky this year. But here, this is the start Norwood just didn't want. The Bay's getting 2 goals straight. They're kicking. The windsock has actually picked up a little bit. There's maybe a goal in it, one would have thought, to the southern end of the Bay Oval. But it will be Mason and Cranston going at it. That's a lovely looking bounce by the umpire. And Mason again gets first hand of the football. Ball ace almost had his jar of chutney ripped off. It came to Gibson. He goes backwards and finds Moore. Moore with the magic kick to centre wing grandstand side. Oh, taking the mark.
He's off. He was off.
In Jeff Smith. Gee, that was very good. And he was off. And the pressure there by Jackman went to ground, unfortunately, because had he not gone to ground, Smith might have been a chance to be tackled. The kick by Smith goes inside the forward 50, and a good mark has been taken there by Nick Lower, the Port Power listed player. And he will go back now. He's about 30 metres out from his defensive goal, and he'll cross-play, and he'll find out there Scott Borlace. He takes the mark and will play on immediately. The attention from Kirkby was good, but Borlace was better and finds Gallagher at half-back. So he now goes with a kick and will find the player on centre wing in Zorzi. Zorzi takes the mark, plays on to Borlace. So Borlace crosses over centre wing on the outer side with that kick, but intercepted beautifully by McConnell. Takes the mark for Glenelg. So again, McConnell getting important possessions early. He comes in board and will find Bryce Gibbs. So he's been influential early and takes the mark right on the 50-metre line. He goes wide to centre wing outer side, looking for a player in Mules coming back today from a knee injury. He will pick it up on the bounce in front of Stuart Bound. He goes backwards to Fisher. Fisher goes by foot and looks for John Hinge and finds him with number 19. That is a famous Guernsey down here, old Freddie Phyllis. Now he's got Mrs. Corns as Mrs. Phyllis. So very interesting there. So Hinge will take it, and he's going to go look to go inside 50. In fact, goes by hand to Mules. It wasn't a great option, but is it going to work? Mules goes further backwards to Mules. So Fisher goes to Cranston. Cranston comes inboards looking for Willits. Smithfield crash clanger by the Tigers. It was a furby there. Getting wrapped up in the tackle was a Norwood player in Vassal, and it's spilled out to Logan. Logan now goes by hand to Cranston. Cranston goes on to Moore. Moore will go by hand to Sherwood. Great running by the defender. Well, he stuffs that up as well. The handball wasn't quite there, so Sherwood, the ball went to ground. Bailey picks it up. His handball was errant and finds Bryce Gibbs. Bryce Gibbs will go by hand to Cranston, who runs inside forward 50 for the Bays and has a pot shot on goal. That's the third to the Tigers. The Bays are 3 straight 18. Norwood yet to score. Grand Central says we've gone 6 minutes in quarter one. Great movement by the Bays in the end there, Smithy.
Yeah, it was great move. They just kept the ball alive, didn't they? And a couple of Smithfield crash clangers there. The handball went behind a player, but then Backle was there to back up, and Bryce Gibbs used his pace to get around his team. His opposition players gave it to Cranston. Cranston ran inside the 50 and kicked truly for his first. So the Tigers certainly on fire here in this first quarter, and that is on the Grand Central time clock. We've played 5 minutes of this first quarter.
And an early interchange by the Tigers. Captain Ben Mules comes off, and the man who was doing some work on the bike in front of us, Ty Allen, comes on. One down the ruck by Norwood, but it's Glenelg coming away with the man in Allen. Just comes on, picks up his first possession, goes to 50. Kirkby there, leading Lower to the ball. Gets it well tackled by Lower was Kirkby. Got a little handball out inside 50. Probably gained the Bays about 10 metres. And there'll be a boundary throw in left forward pocket about 45 round from their goal.
That changed John courtesy of Stillwell forward at Medindi.
It certainly is, and it worked very nicely because getting straight into the action, Ty Allen. Ball comes back into play. Smith versus Meeson. Smith tries to take it out the ruck, goes off the ground and then sort of mid-air. Bouncing football. Can it be gathered in by Logan? He tries, can't do it. Big Dole dig down there as well, and the ball goes out of bounds. Left forward pocket for the Bays there. 3 straight Norwood yet to score.
Melbourne have kicked another goal at the MCG. 8-3, leading Collingwood 3-5, courtesy of Black and White Trucks and Removals.
It's going to be Kirkby sort of shepherding out in the ruck there in front, coming through from behind Meeson. Now it's up against Smith. Comes to the base, trying to get the kick away, going in hard there. Lower on hands and knees. Ball held into that player. Umpire letting it go. What's his decision? He'll bounce it. He always away when the umpire lets it go, and he does a little circle. He decides to bounce it 30 metres out from the Bays goal. They're 3 straight. Norwood yet to score. 6 minutes gone first term.
So there's the ball up just out from the goals, as John said, almost taken by Kirkby. It's going to be another scrum-like pile on the ball, and the umpire with the very, very looking American basketball shorts on. You can't see
the
much,
baggy one.
You can't see much of his legs, and those umpires clearly should have numbers on so we know who they are. But anyway, they don't. There's the ball up. Colbert gets the smash away. It went to Meeson. In fact, that's round the wrong way. It should be Meeson getting it to Colbert. But anyway, the kick by Meeson has gone out of bounds on the full. Right in front of the Grand Central time clock would be Ben Moore to bring it back in. The number 6 trainer there for Norwood, young lady with the water bottle, also just looking on at proceedings. The Bay scarf hanging over the fence and Moore surveying his options. So he's about 60 metres out. He'll come to the hot spot at the southern end. Backwell flies from behind, and no one could do anything there. Ball spills to Brett James. He goes by hand and finds James Gallagher. He plays on immediately and goes by hand to the player in Jackman, who, as he took that ball, rebounded from defensive 50. He gets swung around in the tackle, and therefore the handball that was looking for a teammate found Backwell. Backwell goes inside 50, and Ruory Kirkby, he's presented himself well this afternoon, takes the mark and will kick from about 40. The angle is slight. The Bay's going to the school end off the Bay Oval.
Turnover costly there. A Smithfield crash clanger. Backwell standing there and worked hard. The handball missed the target. Backwell was able to pick it up and saw the leading player there in Kirkby. And he's having a shot on goal now from about 35 metres out. Kicks on its way. He has kicked truly. So the Tigers are certainly on fire here. They've got their fourth straight. And again, a costly mistake, a turnover there. Often it costs in a result in a goal, John, because everybody runs forward to the ball. As soon as the turnover happens, they don't get back and they don't defend quickly enough. Backwell was pounced on it like a little tiger he is and kicked truly to Kirkby.
Exactly right, because there was a couple of men out in front of their opponent, a couple of Bays forwards out in front. He had a couple to choose from. We went with Kirkby and the result was great for the Bays. So, yeah, traced up by Glenelg early. Norwood only going past their half-forward line once in the first 8 minutes of this first term. Thanks to Grand Central here on RPH 1197 AM. Queen's Birthday Holiday Monday football. Fifth place Glenelg taking on sixth place Norwood. No clear winner in that ruck duel. Borlase tried to come through, but it's going to be the Bays. Smith was good with a handball to Bryce Gibbs. He kicks up towards the forward 50 arc. Almost taking another great mark was Kirkby opposed to Lower. Goes in again. Good second effort. Handball under pressure, though, was almost a throw. Went to Norwood's James. Anyway, they'll come clear as Gallagher goes towards half-back and finds Meeson. He handballs to Colbert, who goes for the handball to centre-half-back to Brett James. Now from defensive 50, the Norwood side have a touch through Thomas to work it to this grandstand side wing. They go up towards left half forward, out in front. Well, the truck, Mitch Sandry, very solid young man, 6 feet tall, probably around about 85 kilos, goes back into the middle of the ground, searching there for Big Meeson. He's got time. A Glenelg player comes at him now. He kicks long up inside the 50. The pack forms 3 Bays player to 1 Norwood player who went to ground. Yeomans leads in the race. Did he toe it over the line? No, just must have gone out of bounds. And there'll be a throw in right forward pocket.
Why would the player lead to that pocket there? And then why would Meeson kick it to the pocket? There was 4 Tigers on the 1 Norwood player. And of course he's going to force the ball over the line for a throw. And they should have gone to the contest at the top of the square, give themselves, and puts pressure on the opposition. When they go to the top of the square, that's where you're going to score from, not deep in the forward pocket.
As the ball in that right forward pocket now for Norwood. Only the second time they've been inside 50 in the first 9 minutes of this term as Glenelg win it down from the ruck. Beautiful smother affected, though, there by the Norwood player in number 33, De Jong. As the ball comes out, though, to the Bays. Mitchell from defensive 50 kicks towards the wing where he finds Logan. The Bays now with a good run of handballs to Moore. He's kicked the first goal for Glenelg as he chips towards centre-half forward. Getting in the van, there was a Norwood player. Couldn't take the mark. It was Jackman. Got a handball out to Gallagher. He goes back towards centre-half back, and Norwood have a chance to clear. The player, though, stubbing his toe as he kicked it. Ball went in the Bailey direction. He handballed back in the direction of his teammate there at left half back. And Bartamucci, he kicked to no one in particular. Fisher took the ball on the bounce just inside the line for the Bays. Gave to Gibbs. He gave to Backwell. He's in a bit of trouble here with both Bowen and Bartamucci close in on him.
Clever.
Hurry little kick off the ground there now by Norwood. Did work out very well. Bowen goes inside 50. Bouncing football goes over the Glenelg defenders' heads. Norwood player tapped it back, but no one was there. McConnell dives on the football for the Bays. Shoveled out. Colbert taken to ground now. Ball cry the Bays fans. The umpire comes in and there'll be about 45 out from the Norwood goals on about a 45-degree angle.
And Johnny Hinge riding Colbert into the ground. The free kick wasn't there, so good umpiring. There's the ball up. Cranston unopposed, tapped it down to De Jong. Don't know if that was the plan, and he gets wrapped up in the tackle by McConnell and another Bay player there. Can't pick up with it. That's Tommy Logan. Gets himself up off the turf. So they're gained about 5 metres in that rugby-like arrangement there, and it'll be another ball up. There's the umpire. There's De Jong it is, and also Cranston. So Cranston having some opposition this time. It'll be another ball up. No, in fact, it's a free kick. So
kicking in danger.
Kicking in danger it was. Okay, so there's McConnell. He takes the ball and plays on immediately to Sherwood. Sherwood took the mark, and as he did that, he rebounded from 50. He's now had 2 bounces. He's on the defensive side of centre wing out of side, and he goes with the kick. It was Kirkby falling over. James Gallagher involved there. He handballs back, and it goes to Lower. Lower goes to Jackman. Jackman goes backwards to Meeson. Good use of the footy there by Norwood. Paul James went one-handed. Couldn't take the mark, but he played on immediately. Good running by James Gallagher. He takes it. He has a bounce. He's got ball ace inboard. He's also got Colbert. That was fraught with danger because McConnell. Great play by McConnell. The effect of the spoil took the ball, and the kick was very good and found Smith. Smith takes the mark. Mitchell, centre wing, grandstand side, goes by foot and finds Backwell just outside the forward 50. Goes inboard and will find Ruory with the kick. That is good movement of the football by Glenelg. The kick by Gallagher just wasn't timed enough, and Ruory can go back and have a shot from about 40 metres out. The angle is acute, and he's kicking from the south-western pocket of the Bay Oval.
Yes, in front of the newest stand here at the Glenelg Oval. Rewalt's already kicked one, but great use of the ball by the Tigers there through that midfield. The skill level has been outstanding from the Tigers. Not so good from the Norwood side at this stage. Rewalt comes in, kicks on its way, puts it out too far to the right, so you can say that's a Smithfield crash clanger. Out of bounds on the full. Norwood to bring in the ball back in, and courtesy of good friends at Black and White Trucks and Removals, Melbourne 9-3, leading Collingwood 3-6.
So the legs to bring the football back into play. Melbourne really pulling away there. Interesting stuff. Collingwood have looked close to unbeatable in recent times as Thomas goes across the face of goal. The Cardinals sin once, but it worked on this occasion, and Norwood now go out to defence to 50, where Vassell takes the mark. Young Brad Vassell in that right back pocket for the legs. Bay's players just all over the place. Not a lot of options for him as he goes up towards half back. Coming in, taking the diving mark on his knees was Jackman, at right half back for the legs. Former South Adelaide player, of course, Nick Jackman. Ty Allen off for the Tigers, and coming back on was Ben Mules, courtesy of Stillwell Ford. And Jackman now at right half back. We're here thanks to Angus Securities, of course. 5 RPH match of the day as Norwood go back towards the defensive 50 area, find Dugan, who chips towards centre half back. He's got Vassell again, just playing around with it a bit. Norwood, they find a man three now on the wing. Lovely kick by Vassell, marked by young Bailey there on this grandstand side, right in front of the RPH commentary box. He plays on, kicks it right towards 50. McConnell seems to be in the spot for that one. Came in, got a fist down for the Bays. Bouncing football, grabbed there by the Glenelg player. Managed to get a throw out. It was a handball of sorts. It was really a throw to McConnell. His kick, though, wasn't a great one, and the mark is taken by Vassell, who's been busy in the last couple of minutes. Goes out towards his skipper there, Brett James, outer side wing. Kicks towards the forward 50 arc. And it's a pretty decent kick from James. It's found ball 8. He goes up inside 50, and well done, Cole, but ran into view there in that right forward pocket. He's probably about 40 metres out on an acute angle in what is the northeastern pocket here at the Bay, Smithy. Yeah, it certainly is. That was probably the best bit of play Norwood have done thus far and today in the usage of the ball. The skill level was far greater there. We know Heath Colpert is a booming kick, so certainly won't have any trouble with the distance, just the accuracy. He comes in now from around about 45 metres out, kicks on its way, kicks it low and hard, and has hit the post right at the last death knock. So the first score on the board for the Norwood side is a point courtesy of Heath Colpert. They go 1 point. Glenelg 4 straight, 24.
So kicking it out from full-back will be Ponozzo. He surveys option. He comes grandstand side. He looks for, and he should find Jeff Smith, and he does take the mark on the second attempt. The pressure from Jackman was good, but wasn't quite good enough on that occasion. The kick from Smith finds Bryce Gibbs. He's just on the defensive side of centre wing, grandstand side. He goes by hand now to Hinge. The door, they call him. He goes by hand and finds a player inboard in Kirkby, I think it was. No, it wasn't. It was Cranston. Logan took the handball, kicked it inside 50. The kick wasn't quite there. Possibly a free kick. And getting wrapped up in the tackle is a Glenelg player. Matthew Thomas it was, just picking up. That will be Ty Allen getting himself off the carpet. In fact, it's Aaron Rogers. Goodness me, there's a little bit of a difference in size, and there'll be a ball up just inside the forward 50. Cranston gets first use of the football and gets it down to Mules. Mules goes by a big sweeping hand pass to Fisher. Fisher will turn around and go inboard on the left boot, looking for Dolding. Oh, he takes a one-hander. Talk about a PDK highlight. Dolding, the kick from Fisher was good. Dolding, good use of the body, took a one-hander. PDK highlight will line up from about 25 metres out. The angle again is slight.
It certainly is. Was a PDK highlight. The mark of the day so far here on RPH Football. The one-handed by the big fella, and he's going to go back now from around about 25 to 30 metres out. Slight angle. And the dream start that Glenelg has got is only going to get better if he kicks this goal, and he has missed it. So that could be costly in the contents of the game. 4 goals, 1 now 25. That's the Tigers, 1 point to Norwood. And over in the MCG, Melbourne 9-3, Collingwood 4-7, courtesy of our good friends at Black and White Trucks and Removals. So Zorsey, when he gets the football back, will bring it into play for the Norwood team. The Bays fans just holding on to the footy behind there. And Brent Zorsey has been a real star for the legs the last couple of seasons down in defence after coming over from the VFL competition. He hasn't got a lot on offer right now. He's got a man short in the back pocket. Yeah, De Jong giving him a lead too. But he's going out wide now towards half-back where he spotted Colpert. He goes up in the one-on-one contest and he's outmarked. Why would
all
you
hands down to McConnell.
4 players on the 2, 4 Glenelg players on the 2 Norwood players. Of course they're going to get the ball.
And McConnell, who's been busy, kicks short towards the forward 50 arc, and he finds big Jeff Smith, who loads up from 50. It's going to go right to the goal square, but fisted through in the end. Disciplined stuff by Meeson. The Bays have their second point. They're 4-2-26. Norwood are 1 behind, and we have played 17 minutes in this first term, thanks to Grand Central.
The kick out from full-back found Lauer. He rebounded from defence, goes with the left boot. The pick up by Sander, he was awesome. He plays on immediately, goes slightly backwards to Paul James. He goes further backwards to Bailey, defensive side of centre wing. And the kick by Bailey is a terrible one. Smithfield crash clanger by Bailey, and then a Smithfield crash clanger by Daniel Kirk. Should have taken the mark, centre wing grandstand side, and didn't. Grand Central says we've almost gone 20 minutes of quarter one. 25 points the margin to the Bays. Great start by them. Norwood looking a little sluggish at this stage. The ball up. There's Smith and also Meeson involved. The tap on by Paul James was good. Bound got a good hand pass to Brett James. Goodness me, that was a shocking hand pass. Smithfield crash Clanger. Found Fisher. Fisher went by hand to McConnell. McConnell goes inboard and finds Kirkby, who's been busy early. He marks right on 50 metres at centre half forward. He goes inboard and finds McConnell, who is everywhere at the moment. Takes the mark, plays on. What can he do? He can kick a point. Should have done better there. The Bays didn't capitalise in what was a terrible Smithfield crash by Brett James, and it comes out from defence and finds Bartamucci.
He marks the ball right on that defensive arc at left half back, kicks up towards Colford. Oh, well done, Smith. Colford stood flat-footed there, Smith, and Smith just came through and flipped it over the line.
It's very hard when the kicks like that, and Jeff Smith has got all the momentum. Colford couldn't do anything really. He just had to stand there and wait for the ball, but Jeff Smith had all the momentum going and then forced the ball over the boundary line for a throw. We see a change being taken place there. Who was off and who came on?
Well, we did have the ruck. We did have the rucks going off and on. Then we had Cranston, I think, coming off, and Kirk going on for Glenelg, because we see Smith doing some ruck work now there at right half forward. Won it down. Handball went the way of Backwell from Logan now. Gibbs with the football, goes to Fisher. The midfielder's working it well. Grandstand side wing, kicks inside 50. Tough job there for Kirkby. 3 Norwood defenders. They knock it down straight to Logan. He snaps at the goal, though. It's wide. Kick out of bounds on the full. And there'll be a free kick in the right back pocket there for the legs. It should be Zorzi who'll take it. We've played 19 minutes in this first term. It's Glenelg 4-3-27. Norwood are 1 behind. And you're listening to RPH Adelaide, 11:97 AM with Paul Blandis.
So Zorzi takes it from the left back pocket, goes short and finds the captain, Brett James. So the Bays, one would say, without being critical, probably should be further in front at the moment than 26 points. They've missed a couple of options, and that one was out of bounds on the full. The kick by James wasn't good. He was looking for his brother Paul, but ended up with Backwell, the mouse, centre wing out of side. He curls it back in, and there's McConnell. He's been in everything at the moment. He got a half a throw, half a handball away. The good pressure by Thomas it was. The second effort was fantastic on Panozzo. It's picked up and ends up with Borlase. Borlase takes the handball. He runs inside 50 with the luxury of a bounce, and he goes looking for an option. Or does he go for goal? Well, he does and finds Sherwood. He was looking for Meeson, and it wasn't good. Sherwood turns around, plays on immediately, finds Willis. As he took that mark, he rebounded from defensive 50. The kick now is a long one. Is it accurate? Yes, it is. And a good effort by Horan to get there. That's 25 metres by Bartamucci. That was a little unnecessary.
Silly play.
And that's going to bring Horan right to the 50-metre line, which therefore is going to mean that he's a chance to kick it right deep in the goal square. Looking for some big timber in Kirk or Doldig or Kirkby. He's coming from behind. What can he do? Oh, well, it doesn't matter anyway, because Jeff Smith just slots in and takes the mark. And this could be really, really dangerous for Norwood if he kicks this. 4-3-27, 1 point Norwood. He's about 20 metres out, guys.
Yeah, he shouldn't have any trouble. But the Smithfield crash Clanger back here by Borlase set the play up, because the Tigers players just all ran forward then. Smith now 25 metres out, directly in front. 20 minutes gone, courtesy of Grand Central, as that post is right in the way there.
It's one of the more annoying posts in the world.
Isn't it? But Jeff Smith, a great strong mark in front. Real PDK highlight that as he comes in now. Comes in, the kick's on its way. The goal umpire has moved just to his left and put up the 2 things. So Smith got his first. The Tigers have got their 5th. They go to 5 goals, 3, 33, leading Norwood just to 1 solitary point. That is on the Grand Central time clock. Says we played 20 minutes. And over there in the MCG, Melbourne at 10 goals, 3, leading Collingwood 4 goals, 7 in front of 80,000 people, they reckon.
Not bad there. Not a bad crowd at the Bay today, too. Quite a few on the grandstand side in front of us, and a fair few over on the outer side as well, watching the action. And
not quite 80,000.
Not quite 80,000, no.
Look at the windsock seems to be picking up as well, going to the southern end, guys.
Well, interesting. Maybe that might benefit the legs in the second term. They need some benefit now. 5-3-33, the Bays. Norwood 1 behind. Bounce in the middle. Getting his hand to the ball first was Kirk. I didn't went as far as Culprit. He was good towards Borlase. He gets a kick out towards half forward. Bouncing football. Going towards the line. Coming through first, though, is Thomas. Was initially named in the power squad, but he's playing to the legs today. McConnell tried to shut him down and did pretty well because he shoved him. He didn't shove him over the line, but he forced him to run over the line because he had nowhere to go. He couldn't quite lay the tackle. He just kept the pressure going. And
he's been superb.
Yeah, Thomas had nowhere to go. He's certainly been one of the best on ground for the Bays. It's in the ruck. De Jong versus Kirk. The ball comes out to McConnell again. He really is everywhere. Came the way of Moore. Now a chance for half-back for the Bays by Mitchell. He kicked up towards half-forward, streaming out on the lead there, taking a wonderful mark with Little Oran, the former West Adelaide player. Goes inside 50. Daldig was in front, couldn't take the mark, went to ground, picked up by Ruory, did some good crumbing there, then ridden into the ground by his Norwood opponent, and the umpire comes in, that's Zorzy, and says, I'll bounce it 40 metres out from the Bay goal. They're 5-3-33. Norwood 1 behind, and thanks to Grand Central, we've gone 22 minutes in this first term.
Umpire Damien Joyce will bounce it around about 40 metres out from the Bay goal. 5-3-33 to a point. As John Nankerville said, shark beautifully by Mitchell it was, but it's wrapped up by James. He goes by hands and finds the player for Norwood in Dygan. He goes backwards to Ball-Ace. Ball-Ace comes out to a lair of Tigers. One of those is back. Well, he goes backwards to Willits, who's been good as well. The kick finds Mitchell. Gee, he made ground to get that. It was a good mark, almost like a slips catch or a gully catch. In fact, it was. Now, standing the mark is Vassell. Mitchell is a booming kick. He has what 8 of the breeze there is, and he will go back. The man on the mark is right on the 15-metre line, Smithy, and Mitchell has a big chance to kick this.
He certainly is. He's going to kick from around about, you think from about 55 metres out, aided by the breeze. As you heard Paul Blander say, here's a thumping kick. Comes in from inside the square. The kick's on its way. Has it got the carry? Certainly has got the carry, but hasn't got the distance. So through for a mile square, and he kicked that inside the square here at the Glenelg Oval. So another point on the board, 5-4-34. They lead at Norwood at 1 straight point.
Zorzy to do the kicking in duties for legs. He's, again, not got a whole lot of options. A few short, but nothing that's looking too appetising to him at the moment. He goes out there towards right half-back, outer side of the ground. Up high, big De Jong. Couldn't take the mark. James was crumbing, but he had immediately set upon by a number of Glenelg players. Moore tried to bust away with it for the Bays, lost it. Umpire letting the play go. Now he comes and says, I'll bounce it. 65 out from the Bay goal, left half forward flank.
Guys, judging by that kick from Zorzy, it doesn't appear that the breeze is creating any dilemmas going to the northern end.
Doesn't indeed. It was a lovely kick, 60 metres at the least, I'd say. 5-4-34 to 1 behind in favour of the Bays. We've gone 24 minutes now in this first term as Ball-Ace gets a kick towards half forward. Leading in the race for the ball on that occasion was McConnell. He leads Thomas to the ball, out of bounds, left half forward flank, or right half forward flank for Norwood, left half back for the Bays. And PV McConnell has been very impressive today. I wouldn't know his stats, must be up around about 8 or 9 touches, and a lot of good defensive football as well.
Well, they stop the clock at the moment. He gets 3 McGarry medal votes. Don't worry about that. There's the ball up. It ended up with Ball-Ace, who goes inside the forward 50, but only so far as Willits, who has been very impressive. He's like beating the Rock of Gibraltar there at centre half back, and he goes and finds McConnell. Goodness me, they have been awesome, those two. McConnell plays on, takes the mark, goes by foot to Sherwood. Sherwood took the mark. As he kicked that, he rebounded from defensive 50, found Backwell, who took the mark, centre wing grandstand side, goes inboard to Gibbs. Gibbs can, he can unload from there, but he goes by hand to Ruory. Ruory can go to Hinge, but he's wrapped up beautifully by the Norwood player there, but he got out of it. That was Vassell. Ruory will go backwards to Mitchell. Mitchell, what can he do? He goes round the corner. That is a monstrous-looking kick. Zorzy, fantastic effort, and it's gone through for a behind. So exciting build-up by the Bays.
Fantastic play by the Bays. Again, Mitchell with that thumping kick. He's outside 50 then again, and easily made the distance off 1 step.
He has a very, very nice leg on him, Mitchell. He seems to have slimmed down a little bit. He's a big, strong fella, and he seems to have just streamlined his figure a bit in this season. It's certainly working benefited from. That was a beautiful kick in there by Zorzy to the leading player at defensive 50 for Norwood in Culpert. He comes out towards that outer side wing, up in front, getting a hand on it. Just doing what the man we spoke of, Mitchell, just doing that little defensive thing, just getting a touch on the ball, knocking it away from Bailey, who was in good position for the mark, and the ball goes out of bounds. We played 26 minutes in this first term. The Bays 5-5, Norwood 1 behind. Outer side, ball back into play. De Jong versus Smith. De Jong wins it down. Brett James there does well. Handballs back towards Gallagher. He's at right half back, goes further back with a handball in the Jackman direction. He chips towards the outer side wing and finds a teammate there in Big De Jong. He's going to go for a bit of a run and a bounce. His kick was ordinary, but it came off. Ball-Ace to James, who from right half forward goes inside 50. Up in front there was a Norwood player knocked away from him. Crumbing well for the Bays was their veteran fullback, Sherwood. But a handball out to his teammate in Allen, who gave across to McConnell. He comes towards this grandstand side wing, and he finds Brett Backwell. Backwell kicked up towards half forward. Logan's got a paddock to run through now. Has a bounce. Hits 50, can load up and fire at the goals, which he does, but it's a woeful kick. It's only just snuck in for a behind. And Glenelg 5-6-36, Norwood 1 behind, 26 and a half minutes gone first term. Is it fair to say, Smithy, they could have perhaps won the game if they'd been a bit more active?
But they've actually missed most of the goals on that outer side. the scoreboard side here. So that might be where the breeze is going to.
Amazing. Zorzi took the kick in and found Jackman. Jackman rebounded with the kick to Brett James, who goes backwards by hand to Jackman. Oh, James is wrapped up in the tackle. If it wasn't holding the ball, it didn't matter because Doldig ran onto the footy. It's gone to Moore. He's unloaded. Had probably Jeff Smith to go to, but it doesn't matter anyway because the Bays have got their 6-6-42. Norwood are a point, and one would have thought that had Glenelg kicked straight, it would have been curtains at quarter time. Grand Central says we've gone about 25 minutes, and the option by Moore was a good one, as it turned out, and Smithy had Jeff Smith there, but he backed himself in, Ben Moore, and finished the business.
Well, that's his second goal for the game so far, and 6 goals 6 in the first quarter, 12 scoring shots to just 1. You'd really think they should have kicked 10 of those, because some of those shots have been pretty easy too, Johnny and Paul. They haven't been hard shots, and that Ben Moore, their goal, it tells you that it is kickable from both ends of the ground, and a magnificent kick by Ben Moore.
Ben Moore gets his second, 41 points the margin, 6-6-1 behind the Bays' favour. Trying to stream out of the ground, in the middle of the ground again. They're going to get a free kick for a push in the back on Fisher, but the siren sounds, so that is quarter time here at the Bay Oval. That first quarter going about 28.5 minutes. And Fisher had a little bit of a pot shot at the goal from the middle of the ground, and the way the Bays' luck's running, you never know, but it bounces well away and no score. So 6-6-42 Glenelg. Norwood 1 behind, quarter time, and we check the goal scorers with Daryl Smith.
Ben Moore's got 2, then singles there to Cranston, also Smith, and Rewalt and also Kirkby have got a goal for Norwood. Well, they've got a blank sheet at the moment, 1 solitary point in the... They're going to play 10 home games on a Sunday.
Be fantastic. So there's the siren to start quarter 2. The Bays with a healthy 41-point advantage. Going up was Cranston. He got it down to Mules. Mules took it and kicked it inboard inside 50. Kirkby it was in front. Backwell was in the right position for a young man for his qualities. Rogers tapped it on. Backwell gave an elbow, it looked like, to Borlace. And Borlace, as a result, will get the free kick at half-back for Norwood. He is in the northeastern pocket of the Bay Oval. Of course, the legs are going to the school end, and they need a couple of goals to start this quarter. Don't worry about that. So he goes to Thomas, who takes the mark in front of Mules, defensive centre wing on the outer side. He turns around now. He's looking for an option up there in Culpert. It took, almost took a good mark against his opposite number 20, but Logan it was who got the spoils, and he handballs inboard to Gibbs. Gibbs goes backwards. Oh, the option was terrible. Mitchell was good because he took it and played on immediately to Panozzo. Panozzo backward to McConnell. Gee, they're messing around with it. The Bays are going backwards, not forwards, and now it's Gibbs who kicks and finds Willits on the bounce. Defensive side of centre wing. He goes by kick now, looking for Kirkby, and the ball bounces just in front of him. The attention from Lau was good, so it's gone out of bounds, northeastern pocket of the Bay Oval.
See, Paul, again, the player leading towards the boundary line, gets too close. The ground is a lot shorter here than what they other grounds are, and one bounce is out of bounds. You know, if he leads up the ground, he's got more opportunity to get the ball.
Yes.
Ball at right half forward for the Bays. Meeson won it. That only went as far as Mules. He gets a scrubby kick inside 50. Kirkby came out, went past him. Norwood have a chance now to clear the ball out of the defensive 50, but the kick isn't a great one. And Hinge gets in front there of young Cockshell just onto the ground and takes a good mark for the Bays. Not too sure what to do now. He goes with a kick up towards the hot spot, but it's all Norwood in that position. From behind, Doldig came and tried to fist the ball down, was successful in doing that. Players piling on top of it. Norwood player, they're trying to desperately get it out and Culpert, and there'll be about 40 out from the Bay goal.
Yeah, he did that well because there was 3 Norwood players on the 1 Tiger player there, so he jumped from behind, poured it down, and then held the ball in the area. Great effort.
As they bounce the ball, 40 out from Glenelg's goal. They lead by 41 points. Early stages of this second term. Brett James's handball was stolen there by Backwell. Norwood fans want holding the ball as he's ridden into the ground. Umpire says, I'll bounce it. Probably about 35 out from the Glenelg goal. We've got about 2 minutes in this second term. It's 6-6 the Bays, Norwood 1 behind.
So the ball up will be about, 35 metres out. And Backwell very fortunate not to have given away a free kick there for holding the ball. But anyway, that didn't matter. It's taken out the ruck by Cranston. Gee, did that well. The handball to Mules was very good. Mules kicks it around the corner. What a goal by Mules. That's a PDK goal of the day so far. So Cranston and Mules involved. 7-6-48 the Bays. That is precisely what Norwood didn't want. They haven't kicked a goal yet. Heath Culpert's the only bloke on the score sheet, and that's a behind. Daryl, it's a long way back from Norwood. Can they win it from here?
Well, no game's ever lost. There's that psychological thing of being 10 goals behind. If you get 10 goals in front, well, then all of a sudden it's going to be very hard. Norwood's a side that can probably put 3 or 4 goals together, and all of a sudden it's a different story. But just the way they're playing at the moment, you just can't see them getting a chance.
Dream start for the Bays of the second term. Captain's goal from Mules as Meeson tries to bust through in the middle after his opposite number in Cranston won the ruck. Hit out. The umpire comes in, says, I'll bounce it down. Logan getting up off the bottom of the pack for the Bays.
And there's a change still forward. Player coming on for Norwood is Zorzi. And coming off was the player there in Cockshell.
As Gallagher gives the ball ace. Norwood go towards half forward. Cockshell short run, and there he came on for the first 2 minutes. He's found himself off. Zorzy from half forward goes back towards Gallagher. He couldn't take the mark. McConnell picks up about possession number 13, goes back inside defensive 50, went to the ankles of Mitchell. The big fella couldn't get down and pick it up. Gallagher comes through, gives to Sandry. He kicks towards the goals, but under pressure from a Bay defender, he strays it away to the right and through for one behind. Norwood, 2 points. Glenelg 7-6, 48. 4 minutes gone, second term.
Pinozo takes it and goes by foot and finds Logan. He rebounds and has a bounce, and the kick is looking very good for Kirkby. He didn't take the mark on the chest. I had that spent before it actually happened. But it's a free kick there going to Ruory Kirkby. He's just on the attacking side, centre wing. On the outer side, he plays on immediately and goes to the player, and Fisher will go inboard looking for a Doldig again. They go to that pocket, the Darryl Smith pocket, we'll call it. And every time that Glenelg or Norwood, in fact, have gone into attack, they almost seem to be going to that pocket by default.
Every time it's happened, and every time it's gone out of bounds out of bounds. It's just you've got to go to the top of the square to put pressure on your opponents.
It's quite amazing. So there's the ball up just inside, the boundary line thrown just inside 50. It's taken by Mills. He goes this way and that. He's got plenty of time. He ends up with Kirkby. Kirkby has a shot on goal. Oh, Smith in the goal square. This is turning into a disaster for the legs. And Smith will go back from about 85 centimetres out directly in front.
Well, I'm going to mark it down already, guys. That's how confident I am.
That was Johnny.
He's smack bang 2 metres out right in front, and he'll kick this. If he kicks it with his full disc, he'll land it on the Bay tram. Just leans back and says, thank you very much, kicks it into the back of net. He's second, and Glenelg have got their 8 goals, 6, 54. So by my recollections, if they kick one more, that's the 10-goal gap, Johnny, that we're talking about, yes. And with the points involved. And that's going to be a long way home for the Redleg side. And they just don't look like a side that's interested at the moment. They're just playing very, very ordinary football. They're second to the ball. Their usage has been very, very poor. Some of their decision-making has been poor whilst they've been going into attack even. So, gee whiz, they've got to turn this around. Always they're going to be in trouble. There's a free kick to the Tigers already from a centre-half player holding on. So, go
Bad
figure.
Start. Terrible start. Just undisciplined stuff by Norwood. They trail by 52 points, and now Mules puts the Bays up towards their forward 50 backwell there. Bailey in front. Couldn't take the mark. Backwell gets a handball over the top. He's got Fisher. He goes with a handball out wide towards the forward 50 arc, and Backwell again goes inside. Short pass was on the bounce taken by the Norwood player there in Vassell. He gave to James, and from the left back pocket, Bailey throws it on the boot out towards half back. It's all Glenelg. There's about 4 of them out there, and the player taking the mark in the end for Glenelg is Fisher, and he can steady things down. He's about 55 from goal. Players leading all over the shop inside. They're outside and inside the 50 of the Bay. He's got a few options. Guys looking for Doldig. No, Kirkby it is, taking the mark in the right forward pocket. And he'll go back and have a shot at goal from about 35 out on a slide angle.
Well, he's already kicked one, has Ruory Kirkby, and we've sort of been a bit critical about going into that pocket. Again, they've gone into the pocket, but this time at least that he's marked the ball. He's having a shot on goal, but it's very, very acute angle. Probably going to kick from around about 35 metres out. Kirkby comes in now. The goal umpire has signal has gone across the face of the goal through for a minor score. So it's always difficult to kick goals when you're deep in that pocket. So another point on the board for the Tigers. 8 goals, 7.55. Norwood just 2 points, 53 points in favour of the Tigers.
Gallagher brings it in short and finds Vassell, who marks, right in between centre-half forward and full forward, advantaging the Tigers there. He rebounds with the kick and finds Jackman, who marks with the attention of Doldig. So Doldig standing the mark. He's almost facing directly into the Glenelg Cricketers Club there. He's sort of on an angle. So Jackman, he can't play on. What's he doing? He's got no options. Colbert's short. That's nothing doing there. So Jackman comes with a kick to grandstand side. Centre wing. Oh, coming from behind was Zorzy. It was a good fly. Almost took a very good mark. Sandry it was taking the ball out of bounds with the attention of John Hinn.
Yeah, great courage shown by Bryce Gibbs. Knew that the players were coming and had to stand there and force the error. And did that very, very well. Made the contest.
So there's the boundary line thrown right in front of RPH football. And it goes down to Sandry. It was Cranston also involved. Fisher went backwards, and Mules is, Morey, I beg your pardon, is under the pump, getting involved with some Bay players, and also Norwood. Sandry is involved there. It goes to Jackman. Jackman gets sort of a half a handball away to Sandry. It's picked up by a Bay player who's wrapped up Thomas. That was Ty Allen. And umpire Damien Joyce will come in and ball up just inside the centre square, centre wing grandstand side.
Still will forward change. Laura is off, and coming on is Crouch for Norwood.
Bays by 53 points. Cranston won it down the ruck. Logan took it. Was good with a handball to his teammate Darren Allen, but he was well wrapped up by the Norwood player there in Thomas, and there'll be a repeat of that bounce slightly on the attacking side of centre for Norwood, but it's been hard work just to get it this far as the Bays continuing to dominate. Meeston hooked it back, hoping for Bartamucci. Got a terrible bounce. Gibbs got it. Somehow got a kick out back towards the centre wing for the Bays. Sandry almost pushed in the back on that occasion. Nothing doing with the umpire. Rogers was good with the handball to Logan. He spears a pass inside 50 over the head of the leading Glenelg player. Doldig comes through, bustles the Norwood player out the way, snaps towards the goal. The ball bouncing in that right forward pocket for the Bays. And Vassal will get a free kick for a push in the back.
The luckiest thing that's happened to him.
There was a push in the back here, so maybe it's a square up. I don't know, but that umpire was about 100 metres away. But anyway, Gallagher got it from Vassal.
No.
And going to ground was Yeomans. Opens the door for the Bays. Rogers to Moore, the veteran from 50, putting it up towards the square. But Bailey's going to sit there and take the defensive mark for Norwood in the left back pocket. And he'll go out looking for an option. You would think perhaps over this pocket towards Jackman. No, he goes out towards that Darryl Smith pocket. And at defensive 50, he finds a Norwood teammate there. And they have a chance to rebound. The player with the ball is Zorzi.
So Zorzi rebounds from 50, finds Borlace. Borlace plays on immediately, looking for Sandry, who marks in front of Adam Fisher. Defensive side of centre wing, outer side are the legs. They've got two behind them.
What the 25-metre forward. That is unbelievable.
25 metres against Fisher for giving Mitch Sandry a butterfly kiss on the cheek. So Sandry, centre wing, outer side is where he's got it. He kicks looking for a forward line player, and that was Culpert. Couldn't take the mark. McConnell tried to tap it on. It comes to Bailey, tries to pick it up. I think that was for Norwood, and he's wrapped up in the tackle. So the umpire will come in and ball it up almost right in front of the Grand Central time clock that says we've gone almost 8 minutes in quarter number 2. And there's the ball up there. And Cranston was getting involved. The ball somehow got out. Mitchell can tap it on and pick it up, and he does that now and goes by hand to Bryce Gibbs. He's in the centre of the Bay Oval and goes long, looking for Doldig inside the forward 50. Gets rid of his opponent in Digan. He's got a vacant goal square in front of him. He picks it up. Oh, he's taken around the jar of chutney. Surely, umpire. No, it didn't matter anyway because he gets up. He handballs to Rogers. The Bays have got their ninth. 9-7-61. This is becoming a procession here at the Bay Oval. Norwood at 2 points. Darryl Smith. Goodness me.
Well, that was a great play. Won it by the Glenelg side again, and Doldig up there for the Tigers. Got the ball in, and he used his pace, didn't he? He's got it for a big man. He's quite quick. And then he got the handball over to Rogers, and Rogers standing the goal scorer on his own. You've got to ask, where are the defenders? Where are the Norwood defenders? And all of a sudden, it is a... Well, it's 10 goals in front, 9 goals, 5 in front, Johnny, and it's going to be very, very hard for them to come back from here.
Oh, close to impossible, you would think, for Norwood from here, especially the way they're playing as Cranston wins it down, goes to Bartamucci for the legs. What can he do? Handballs over the top to Brett James. Kicks up towards half forward. We're on that forward 50-yard Borlace in front, but over the back, Fisher takes a wonderful mark for the Bay.
They're just killing him, absolutely killing him.
At every place on the ground too, as Fisher now goes out towards the outer side wing. Out in front, taking the grab on that occasion was Cranston. Quick little give for the man in the fluorescent boots, Backwell. He goes back with the 1-2. Cranston chips to half forward. Hinge is there, gets it on the bounce.
Oh, great pick up.
Dawsey tries to shut him down, but a good shepherd from Smith sees Hinge go inside 50. Rogers was up, fisted away from him. Bailey picks it up in that left back pocket, this way, that way. Kick smothered there, maybe even by his own man on that occasion, and out of bounds in the right forward pocket.
But again, Johnny, it's in deep into that pocket. Yeah. It's always going to be very hard to score from there. You've got to put it up to the top of the goal square. You've got a player like Doldig, who's in a bit of form, big and strong, put it up to him one-on-one. He's got a chance of taking a mark.
There's the boundary line throw in. Smith, it was in front, and getting wrapped up in the tackle was Logan. And it is really perplexing why they're going to that pocket, because if you look at the windsock, that's probably the last place you want to be, because you're almost kicking into the teeth of the breeze.
Yeah, you're better off bringing it on this side.
Yeah, this side's quite amazing. So there's the ball up in that Darryl Smith pocket this afternoon, we've called it. And it's going to be a ball up again.
I wouldn't mind owning some land over there. That's the case.
And involved is Ruory. Darryl Smith made the point before that he had the old Jim LaHoo number on. He does. And funnily enough, there's a young kid down there who probably didn't even know Jim LaHoo, who's actually got a duffel coat on with number 17 on it that says Jim LaHoo. So there you go.
Right?
Yeah. So there's the tap down. Oh, it's taken by Logan. He's got a vacant goal scorer. He goes this way. There's another one of the Bays. Oh, this is a rout. Oh, it's a pizzling. 10 goals, 7-67 the Bays. Norwood at 2 points. Oh, the claps you can hear, only Bay supporters, because the Norwood ones probably want to go home now. This is getting beyond a joke.
It is too, and 10 goals, 7 they are, and that is 67, and they are getting an absolute toweling. Norwood 2 points, and gee whiz, we need Phil Hurton here to tell us when was the last time that no one scored a goal up until half-time, and gee, amazing scenes, and Norwood just don't know where their next goal is coming, or their first goal is going to come from, but the Tigers, they're just winning all over the park.
And 8 different goal scorers as well.
Well, this is nightmare stuff for Trevor Hill and the Norwood boys. Is in the ruck, one down by Meese. He has to go and do his own roving. Got a little scrubby kick out, only went as far as Moore. He was dispossessed, but the Bays will come away with it through Allen. High up and under ball towards the forward 50, fisted away from Kirkby. Loose ball, picked up well by Smith. God, the old don't argue. It's a handball out. They've got a lot of confidence, the Bays. James came through, got a handball out under pressure. No free kick going his way. Cranston took it. His handball wasn't great. Comes the way of Bailey for the legs. Kicks towards half forward. Good mark in front, Willett. Up in front of Colbert on that, Bowen on that occasion. And the strong hands comes out towards half forward, and the mark's taken there by Logan for the Bays. He kicks towards the forward 50 arc. Up in front in the Darryl Smith forward pocket. 60 metres from goal, the Bays have the ball with Mitchell. Once again, they've gone to the Darryl Smith pocket. Darryl's actually keeping stats now. He's written it 17 times in the first half. They've gone to the Darryl Smith pocket as Mitchell. 65 from goal. Could probably almost kick it from here, although he got a bit of a breeze to get it. It goes right to the goal square, in position there, and pulling down a wonderful mark is a guy who must be close to best on ground in Jeff Smith.
Yep.
He's kicked 2 goals already. He's been everywhere, and now he can go back, Smithy, from point blank range and kick his third. Yeah,
it's a great PDK highlight there, but Smith line up, and as that happens, still a forward change. Allen off and Mules on. But Jeff Smith will kick from around about 15 metres out directly in front. And that's what I've been saying, boys. Why wouldn't you go to a tall target at the top of the square? Because he's going to take the mark. And exactly what happened then. Smith coming in to kick his third and the Tigers' 11th. Saunders in now and makes no mistake. So he's got his third. The Tigers have got their 11th. So they got 11 goals, 7, 73. Norwood just the 2 points. And what an absolute game of footy. This is a cakewalk if you're a Tiger supporter.
71 points. That is amazing. We've gone, thanks to Grand Central, about 13 and a half, 14 minutes of the second quarter. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if the Bays lose it from here, there is going to be carnage down here at the Bay. Let me tell you.
We'll just lock ourselves in.
And just on that, guy, again, just by the number of crowd here, the support the Tigers are getting, they make Sunday football their own. All of a sudden, it'll create that atmosphere of people be scared to come down here.
Well, it's working today, even on a Monday. There's the ball up. Cranston, it was getting the tap down. Norwood looks slow. Glenelg look like they're in overdrive at the moment. And Cranston involved on the ground. And the umpire will come in now. Oh, there's a bit of aggro. Oh, boys. And what's going to happen here? The umpire comes in with those long shorts. He pulls it up. Well done. Good umpiring. Smith got it down. Everything's going the Bays' way at the moment. It goes to Mules. It somehow comes to Sandry. He goes to the player in Bartamucci. Goes by hand to Gallagher. Gallagher gets the quick kick forward. That's a rarity for the legs today. And it goes inside 50 again. That is a rarity. Hinge will pick it up. He's got Willits in support. He's got Zorzi attacking him. He goes by hand to Fisher. Fisher will go to the player in Panozzo. They've been a bit quiet down there, the Bay defenders, but when they've got it, they've done well. Gibbs, as he took that mark, rebounded from defensive 50 on the outer side, and he goes looking for Ruory. He gets rid of Bailey. He's got Smith in support. He picked it up beautifully. Ruory. He comes inboard to Mitchell. Mitchell can do anything and probably just about make the distance. He doesn't go for goal. The bounce will favour the Bays. Everything else has. Logan gets around 2 Norwood players. It's another one to the Bays. Oh, goodness me. This is chaos galore for the Norwood Football Club. He's got 2. 12-7-79. The legs are 2 points. That is correct. 12-7-79. The legs are 2 points.
Unbelievable. Again, just sheer courage by the Glenelg side. They used the ball better. They got it this time again to the top of the square. Doldy contested the ball, turned it around, gave it to Logan. Logan ran into an open spot using his pace, dodged past the players. Easy play again for the Tigers. Norwood, very, very lacklustre at the moment.
Guys, this could be a 100-point margin at half-time.
Well,
that could be on the realms.
It could be indeed. 15 and a half minutes gone in the second quarter. And the Bays just can do no wrong. They're playing great football. And it's amazing to watch as Mitchell comes out the middle, tackled without the football, will get the free kick. And the frees are going their way too as Mitchell. He's been good. Kicks up inside the forward 50 arc. What's he got from behind was Rogers. Dolding an unlikely crummer. It may come off as a tap was dodgy. Dodgy indeed. It's not Dolding, it's more. Just tapped away. He's kicked his third, the former Bays skipper, the former Richmond Tiger. Norwood player there, PB, tapped it away. Trying to get to a teammate, and he gave it straight to Moore, who walks into the open goal.
Oh, they are in disarray. Moore has got 3. Smith has got 3. Logan's got 2. This is unbelievable. If one had said Glenelg are going to be in front by 83 points, halfway through the second quarter at the Bay Oval, you would be sent to Glenside without question.
That's interesting. I just had a missed call from Poppy. Oh, you were talking about Poppy before. He's at the races. He said, I'm glad you missed it because the tip didn't win. So.
Well done. So there's the ball up, and what a surprise. It's gone the Bay way. Oh, it's been beautifully done by Kirkby. Took the ball just outside 50. Goes in forward to Rogers. Oh, takes a great mark. They can do no wrong.
They can't, Tigers. It's amazing.
And he'll probably go back and kick it. It wouldn't surprise. They missed to the right-hand side of the radio. Going to the left, they can do no wrong at the moment. So, Rogers, the angle is impossible, but it looks like he's going to line up and have a pot shot.
The thing about Norwood at the moment is just no one's standing up and doing anything and trying to create anything, whereas the Tigers, everybody's being involved, and the ruck work in particular and the movement of the ball out through the midfield has been fantastic. So in he comes now, Rogers comes in, kicks on its way. The goal umpire's only moved to pick up the 2 flags. That's another goal on the board too. Rogers, he's got 2, and the Tigers have got their 14 goals, 7, 91. Can you believe that? 89 points in favour of the Tigers over Norwood, who've kicked just the 2 solitary points on the Angus Security game of the day. And what a absolute... double change, double still forward change. Bailey off for Norwood, and coming on is Brinoli, but absolutely amazing. I haven't seen football like this for the Tigers play like this since back in the 80s, Paul.
Well, the Bays have kicked the last 14.
They have kicked the last 14. They've kicked the only 14, I tell you that. It's unbelievable. This
Unreal.
Could be season-defining for both sides, for the Bays for the right reasons, for Norwood for all the wrong reasons.
Gee, I'm glad I tipped the Tigers too.
At
half-back playing with it, Brett James goes towards the wing, wrapped up their ball ace. The Bays boys want holding the ball. The umpire probably feeling a bit sorry for Norwood, says no. He'll bounce the ball. Attacking side of centre for Glenelg, they lead by a whopping 89 points, almost 18 minutes gone second term. Getting up winning in the ruck was Bowen. Thomas tried to pick it up. He was bustled off it, knocking it forward. Little Horan go out of bounds in the right forward pocket. Brinoli down there appealing for out of bounds deliberately, but the umpire says, I'll throw it in. Everyone's standing up in the RPH commentary box all around the ground. They all have a view at the way this Glenelg team is playing. As comes back in at right half forward in the ruck. Smith versus young Cockshell, who's been on and off the bench in this second term. Handball went out to James. That was B. James from P. James. B. James gets a hurried kick towards the boundary line. But would you believe, out of bounds on the full, just sums up Norwood's day. And the Bays will take the free kick on the outer side wing there. I think that's Panozzo with the football.
Yes, it is.
And he will take the kick PB and put Glenelg into attack for probably about the 20th time this quarter.
Unbelievable performance.
Well, the kick by Brett James, looking at it through the glasses, was terrible. It lacked conviction indeed. It went out of bounds. You don't mind if it had some grunt on it, but it had nothing. So there's the kick by Panozzo. Getting in front was Koshel, taking a good mark, the youngster, in his second game. He's got the blue under tights on and the big bandage on the right shoulder. That's probably one of the only highlights for Norwood today, the fact that he's looking good in his football outfit. So Koshel will come across goal, and we'll find David Yeomans, the former under-19 full forward, in fact. He takes the mark deep in defence. He's chased by Dolding, his ex-teammate in the under-19s, and he did well, Dolding. Good chase from the big man. And it's Moore. Oh, Bound gives Moore an elbow to the umpire still. That's all right. Damien Joyce, I don't know what he was looking at. It spills out to Mitchell, and the Bays just seem to be in front in every contest at the moment. It's gone out of bounds. 89 points the margin, and we've gone 20 minutes thanks to Grand Central.
They're absolutely superb today, the Tigers. They've been winning in all facets of the game. The skill level has been outstanding. The running, the numbers at the forward of the ball. And it's just not even a contest at the moment.
Ruory on, Logan off. They're swapping it around the Bays as Mules at half-back gave to Fisher. Handballs over the top to Ruory, just onto the ground. He kicks up inside, 50, one-on-one there. Pushing off his man beautifully. Horan can create some PDK magic in the pocket. Snaps back there looking for Big Dolding. Got a hand on the bounce. Norwood tapping it around. They don't want to do that too much. Didn't work well last time. Horan had the football dispossessed in the tackle, and now the legs have a chance to come away with the ball.
Look at this. 3-on-1.
It's a shocker by the Norwood player. There are 3 Bays players, and the only reason they didn't get the ball was the bounce was terrible.
It's the luckiest thing that's happened to them today.
It's unbelievable.
I'll tell you what, the snouts up on the hill up there, well, they'll be drinking that bar dry by then, and a few of the boys waving, which is good to see.
They'll be passed out by half-time the way that it's going. This is a rout. It's a pizzling. It's you name it.
It's a what?
It's a pizzling. Goodness me. There's the boundary line throw in, and it's Smith as opposed to Koshel. It was Smith getting it down only so far. Smith tried to smash ball ace in the head as he took that ball. It went to Allen. Allen was looking for Backwell. It didn't work. And it's, I don't know if it actually went out.
Yeah, no, it went out.
Boundary umpire says it'll be mine, so Backwell involved. This is tantalising football from the Bays. They'll cement 4th spot on the ladder. The Legs had 5th spot on offer, and even 4th if they won by enough, and that is a distant dream at the moment. It comes to the player in Brinoli, I think it was. Paul Jones, I beg your pardon, it was. And he kicks it. Oh, what a mark by Mitchell. What happened there? Because he actually juggled it over the line, so it must have been out of bounds on the full. So we'll give the benefit of the doubt to that player there. Mitchell plays on that. He's a 50-metre kick to hit Backwell on the chest. Switching play. Backwell takes it and finds Panozzo centre wing outer side. He will go inboard. Panozzo looking for Fisher all on his own. Well, it's pretty easy to find targets when they're on their own inside the forward 50. And Fisher can go back, Daryl Smith, one would have thought, and probably have a pot shot.
Oh, he's going to go off short to the leading player there in Dolding. He couldn't take the mark. It's forced out the forward. The ball ace gets the ball there for Norwood. Another Smithfield crash. Clang allows the Tigers to hold the ball in the area. Now, they do run the ball out the Tigers. No, it's holding the ball. That is holding the ball. Again, a gang tackle by the Tigers. and they're doing everything right here at the Bay Oval. And I'll tell you what, one thing, boys, they could finish up as high as third today because of the percentage that they'll gain out of this game. And it could be a chance.
The boys in there are having bets in the Glenelg coaching box who's buying the first beer. Goodness me, they're pretty happy. No, I say that in jest. But the gang tackling you mentioned, Smithy, is irresistible. When you're doing that, when you're so far in front, Mark Micken would love it.
Certainly will. So, anyway, who is his player?
Panozzo.
Panozzo has got the ball. He's going to kick from just outside 50. The kick's on its way. It's a good-looking kick too, but it's going to sway back with the worries, and the umpire was curling around the goalpost and says it signals a point. So 14 goals, 8-92. They lead by 90 points over Norwood.
Almost 20 minutes gone, actually pretty much right on 20 minutes, in fact, in this second term, as Brett James decides to do the kicking in duty. It's going to come off just, and taking the mark there was the Norwood player in Crouch. He wasn't named in the paper, but is playing today as he goes towards Gallagher, who kicks up towards the grandstand side wing. Paul James takes the mark for the base, for the leg, should I say, chips forward and finds Bartamucci, who at right half forward goes inside 50 for Norwood. Out in front there, had it fisted away from him was Dugan. Now Sherwood working hard, looks towards the line and finds it. And there'll be a throw in the right forward pocket for Norwood. That's a bit of a change to say. I call Paul James a base player. I was so used to calling Glenelg players taking marks. And Norwood still looking for their first goal. 22 minutes into this second term. And the ball's thrown in inside their forward 50 area. Coming up in the ruck, Colbert of all people. Went straight down, though, to the base. Players, three of them sharing around there. Fisher gave to McConnell. He kicks towards this grandstand side wing. Hanging on while the crowd wide. Nothing doing. Coming through Moore. Got a kick out of bounds on the full.
It was almost clever play by Moore there because he was actually trying to run the ball along the boundary line, but it just went a fraction too far.
So James went by hand of Vassell. Vassell defensive side of centre wing for the legs. That seems to be where it's been, the defensive side of everything for the legs. So it goes inside their forward 50, a rarity. Oh, but Panozzo doing it beautifully with run, with dash and flair. And Ruory coming from behind couldn't do it, so Vassell mops up. He goes to Brett James by hand. James with a left-handed hand pass to Meeson. He's dead set centre wing grandstand side. Goes by hand to Gallagher. Gallagher, what can he do? He goes inboard looking for a leading target. Oh, and only just the Norwood player. And that looks like Dygan has been moved up forward, and Sherwood is standing the mark. And could this be the first goal of the afternoon for the legs? If you've just joined us, 90 points. That's not 1-9. It's 9-0 points. The Bays are in front. And it will be Dygan having a pot shot at the southern end.
Dygan comes in there. He's going to kick from outside 50, 52 metres. The kick's on its way. It's gone to the distance. Has it got the accuracy? No, it hasn't. It's a free kick being paid for some reason. I don't know what happened, but it's coming back to... for Bays, and, well, they've got the free kick. They know what it was all about, but McConnell's ended up with the ball. He
has indeed. He gave it across the shield, gave it back to McConnell. He goes out towards the outer side wing and finds Mitchell out there, and he has the football for Glenelg between Fisher, outer side wing and right half back. Goes in the middle looking for Kirk. Free kick for him against Zorsey for sure. And Kirk handballs off to McConnell. He's been everywhere. Kicks up towards the forward 50 arc. Up in front there, not able to take the mark, was Kirkby. Beautifully crumbed by Smith. Pushes off, but well tackled in the end. And umpire pings him for holding the ball. Bronx cheers from the Glenelg fans, or perhaps the Norwood fans.
It'd be the Norwood fans.
Yeah, sorry, the Norwood fans having to get a free kick. And that's gone the way of Crouch. He kicks it to the middle of the ground for the legs. Marked by Bowen. Handballs over the top, finds Vassell to Gallagher. Gallagher handballs further afield, and he's found a Norwood teammate there in... that's Dugan. He kicks up inside 50. Knocked down for the Norwood side by the base. Quick snap towards the goals by Sandry, and he's offline and through for a behind. So another behind to Norwood.
He's a multiple point kicker.
Coxshell off and De Jong on for the Norwood side, courtesy of Stillwell forward. Backwell off also for the Tigers. Who came on? I didn't see who came on.
Mitchell's got the footy, and he's kicked to the outer side, halfback flank, and Fisher has taken the mark. He's just relaxing at the moment. What's he doing? The umpire has now called play on, so he's going to switch play back to whence it came, and we'll find Panozzo this time. So he marks just to the right of the goal square at the southern end. So Panozzo, and it's Dygan standing the mark there.
Logan was the player that came on, courtesy of Stillwell forward.
So they're probably all tired, the Bay players, because they've been running, and all Norwood have been doing is chasing Guernsey. So Panozzo went to Mitchell. They switched it this way, that way, back the other way, and now finally Mitchell rebounds from 50. The kick was magnificent to Willits. Now he's lair-rising with the left boot, but finds Gibbs right on the apex of the centre square. The south-eastern side it was. He went backwards to Mitchell. Mitchell then back to Gibbs. Gibbs will be looking for... Oh, Logan takes the mark. Oh, this will be a PDK. Oh, and he runs inside forward 50. Logan's got 4 to half-time. What a performance. I beg your pardon, he's got 3. I'm getting excited as well. The Bays are 15-8-98. Norwood are 3 points. could it be a 100-point margin at half-time? It would be odds on, Darryl.
It certainly will be. What a PDK highlight that was from Logan. He hit the ground running, a great mark running backwards, turned around, and there was not a player in front of him, so he ran straight to goal. Beautiful play, great football by Logan. And as you said, 15 goals, 8 at 98. They lead Norwood by 95 points. Norwood, 3 straight points. And gee whiz, if Phil Hurd is listening, he might be able to let us know when was the last time a margin of this magnitude was at half-time.
20 minutes gone, or 22 minutes gone in this second term as Brett James comes away for Norwood, goes inside 50. Dygan there diving, couldn't take the mark. The ball will bounce out of bounds in that left forward pocket.
As well as Norwood are playing, as well as Glenelg are playing, that's how bad Norwood are playing too. This is, as you said, John and Paul, this could really be something that's going to dent the club for a long time.
Well, it could. I mean, we all remember the second semi-final in 1988 when they only kicked 2 goals against Port Adelaide. That hurt. This is just absolutely demoralising. They've got a chance here. Handball comes out in direction of Bartamucci. Knocked away from that player. Paul James couldn't pick it up. Logan goes in. Kicked 3 in this second term. Got a handball out. Picked up by McConnell. He gives to Hinge, who from left half back kicks the ball well into the middle of the ground. Bouncing football. Ruory was with a quick give to Fisher. He kicks towards half forward. Bouncing ball. Grabbed there at centre half forward by Kirkby. And he's going to get a free kick.
Yeah, no, he had the free kick.
And he'll go back from about 55, Kirkby, and put the Bays into attack for a push in the back. That free. Good kick up there looking for, but having the spoil at the last second was Rogers. Smith there with Bowen. Bowen goes off the ground, and it hits the behind post for mine and goes out of play. And there'll be a throw in the left forward pocket for the Bays. So would you believe, at the 24.5-minute mark of this second term, thanks to Grand Central, it's Glenelg 15-8-98, Norwood 3 behind.
So there's the boundary line thrown right in the left full forward pocket at the northern end for the Bays. That's where it's been. Wherever Glenelg have been kicking, that's where the ball's been generally. It was Smith trying to get a tap down. Moore being held onto by Gallagher was good. Moore stands up in the tackle. Handballs to Ruory. Oh, it could have been a 100-point lead, but it's not. It's only 96, goodness me. Glenelg 15-9-99. Norwood 3 points. This is just quite incredible.
Well, they've added 9 goals, 3 this quarter have the Tigers, and Norwood have managed only 2 points. And we say Norwood are kicking with the breeze. So, gee, this is demoralising for the Norwood Football Club. A few off-field issues happening too around Norwood. A bit of rumours going on about some bills and some money that has to be paid. So all not going travelling too well for the Norwood Football Club.
Jackman brings the ball back into play, goes short and finds Vassell. He's in the right back pocket for Norwood. Ruory standing the mark. Current margin of 96 points in favour of the Bays. Big long kick out towards half back. Bowen was up. He'll get the free for over the shoulder, and he'll settle things down for Norwood. I'd love to get a goal before half time. We've travelled 26.5 in this second term.
They don't look like getting a goal, though.
They don't look like doing much at all, really, do they? Bowen, to the effort just to kick it up towards this grandstand side wing. Willett's picked up for the Bays. Handball straight to Zorzi under pressure. He goes back looking for James. He looks good with a handball to Gallagher, who's got a bit of the footy for Norwood. He chips inside 50. Ball ace takes the mark. Oh, did he?
No, I think that umpire anticipated there.
Yeah, I think he did too. We whistled him up, and the siren sounds for half-time. So Norwood have a chance on the half-time siren through Scott Ball ace to kick their first goal. Glenelg 15-9-99, Norwood 3 behind. Can they do it? Dazzling Darryl Smith.
Well, he's probably one of the better players you'd want to have a shot on goal for you, wouldn't you? It was Scotty Ball ace, and he's coming in now. 35 metres out directly in front. The kick is on its way, and he has got the goal. So right on the half-time siren has the Tigers let their first goal go through. Ball ace kicking a goal for Norwood. So 15 goals, 9 and 99. They lead the Norwood side 1 goal, 3-9 by a total of 90 points. And what a great start if you are a Tiger fan. If you're a Norwood fan, you want to go and have a Valium and lay down, I think, because they are getting smashed. Okay, goal scorers for Glenelg. Smith with 3. Also with 3 is Ben Moore. Then you've got 3 also to Thomas Logan. And then it's singles from then on to Cranston. Also Rewalt, Rogers, Kirkby, and also Benny Mills have got a goal there. So absolutely fantastic from Norwood. I'll just run through those again. So Jeff Smith with 3, also with 3, Thomas Logan, and also Ben Moore. And then singles there to Cranston, Rewalt, also Rogers, Kirkby, and also Mills. So they're the goal scorers. And ball ace right. Great first half by the Tigers. Let's hope for the game's sake that Norwood can do something in their second half. But if you're a Tiger supporter, hang on to your hat because it's going to be a great ride.
Cranston will go at it with Meeson, Fisher, and also Ball ace involved. The tap down found Ball ace, but the ball spills free, and there's stacks on the mill. Fisher is looking at the umpire with the long shorts on, and he comes in and says it'll be mine. Brett James also involved there. So Jeff Smith, it is involved in the centre square as well as Cranston. So the two big men in there. That is interesting as well. Logan comes in and it's going to be Groundhog Day yet again. The ball's moved about, well, 13.5 centimetres towards the centre wing grandstand side. So getting off the ground is Vassal. There's another ball up. So Meeson pushing Cranston out the way. The tap down only went so far as Ponozzo, who goes by hand to Hinge. So it's looking ominous again. Hinge goes forward of centre. The ball bounced and favoured Thomas. That's the first time that Norwood have had something that favours them. Jackman wrapped up in the tackle, and therefore it's out to Backwell. Backwell goes this way, and that gets it around the scone. The handball comes out, but it will go to Thomas, who goes backwards and finds a teammate in Crouch, it was. But it now stacks on the middle. The umpire will come in and play holding the ball, and that's against the player in the Logan. So Borlace, it is the recipient of the free kick. 16 disposals to half-time, Scotty Borlace, and the only goal for the Leggies. He goes backwards inside the defensive 50 to James. James goes by hand to Thomas. They're mucking around with it there. James will get the kick out, but it's only going to go as far as Jeff Smith. That's terrible yet again. So Smith takes the mark. He plays on immediately. He runs towards the centre. He continues that. He now kicks the ball inside forward 50. It's 2-on-1. One of those is Meeson and Ruolt, and coming from behind is Thomas. So Ruolt, the youngster, didn't have much of a chance there. It's played on immediately. It ends up with Bartamucci. Goes by hand to James Gallagher, centre of Glenelg Oval. Goes forward with the kick to the northern end. Willett's going back. Also Koshel involved, number 1 for Norwood. He's trying to pick it up. He's inside forward 50. Goes by hand to Sandry. Goes to Bartamucci. The option was terrible because the hand pass ends up with Koshel, and that was by good luck rather than good management. The kick by Koshel was a funny one. It came to Colford, who goes backwards to Koshel. Koshel will go around the corner, spoiled by McConnell. It spills free and it goes to Willets.
And Willets comes out towards this grandstand side wing for the Bays, and they have another chance to surge towards the attack, but it's going to be held up there on the wing position in a real desperate dogfight. Backwell had it. 2 Norwood players came in to tackle him there in Bernoli, and getting up as well, Vassal, and there'll be a bounce right in front of the 5RPH commentary box, grandstand side. Umpire will throw it up. The Bays by 90 points. Meeson won it down only as far as Smith. He gets a hurried kick towards right half forward. Thomas there for Norwood. Picks up, has it knocked away from him. Spills out towards Kirkby. He was tackled well, and there'll be a bounce right half forward for the Glenelg side. And a bit more desperation from Norwood in the early stages of this third term. Just a tad from what we saw in the first half, where they just really seemed disinterested. And, I mean, the Glenelg side were wonderful, take nothing away, but Norwood were ordinary. Cranston wins down. Fisher gets the ball. Could have got possession number 21 there, but he was wrapped up. The umpire lets it go, and now he comes and says, we'll bounce it down. Still at right half forward for the Bays. There's Ben Mules around the place too. Jeff Smith in there telling Cranston to go back up forward, and he'll take this next ruck out against Meeson. He takes it out there, gets a hurried little kick. Logan couldn't gather it in. Kirkby went to ground with the football. He'll have it held into him by Bernoli, and the umpire comes in. He'll bounce it down. 55 out from the Bays goal at right half forward. They lead by 90 points. 2 minutes gone, third term.
Black and white trucks removals. Melbourne 18 goals, 7. Collingwood 10 goals, 8.
So there's the ball up. It favours Mules, one would have thought, more so from going forward to the southern end for the Bays, and it's now gone out of bounds again. So the first goal will be very, very important here. Glenelg will be on their merry way yet again if they kick it, and Norwood at least can try and win the quarter if they get the first one. It goes up, and Kirkby trying to get a funny tap down, but it ended up with Meeson. Meeson goes by hand to Bernoli, the speedster. He's sort of held up a little bit, but goes to Bartamucci. That was successful for them. Centre wing grandstand side. He goes looking for Koshel, presents himself well. That's got to be paid a mark, yes. The umpire agrees. So Koshel with the number 1 on the socks down, the blue underpants, and the right shoulder bandage. He goes by hand to Colpert. Colpert ticks it in, looking for the leading player that was coming out. That was Digers. He attacked that ball with gusto. Ends up, though, with Hinge because it's spilt free. And the kick out now should find Logan, but it'll do so on the bounce. It favoured him anyway. It went backwards, but it actually assisted him. It now goes to Hinge. Hinge goes by hand to Moore, and as he took that, it rebounded from the defensive 50. He goes to the kick to centre wing out of sight. Gee, good work by Brett James in front of Jeff Smith. That'll give them confidence. Gallagher picks it up, goes to the Norwood player. Can't pick up who that is just at the moment, but that was Bowen, I beg your pardon. And he goes and finds Borlace, who's outside forward 50 in that northeastern pocket again. Quite strange why they're going there. Borlace goes with the kick. It's 2-on-2. Oh, Bailey goes for a screamer. It didn't work. Meeson, though, picks it up. He's wrapped up in the tackle. It didn't do anything. It's now picked up by Koshel. The half kick to Bailey. Oh, it's been touched over the line. They can't do anything. Jeez. No, that's very, very unlucky. Koshel and Bailey involved, and touching on the line was O'Connell.
And McConnell. He'll bring the ball back into play wearing the long sleeves. About 18 touches in the first half. He goes to great kick. Beautiful kick finds Logan, who was also busy. But let's face it, all the base players were busy as more kicks to half forward. But out in front, leading beautifully was Jackman. Out in front of Kirkby. He goes from left half back to the middle of the ground. 3 Norwood players to choose from. Went past Vassar. He got a bad bounce. Gallagher stand it. Gave across to Brett James. He kicks inside 50 and out on the lead is Digan taking a wonderful mark. 40 out, 45-degree angle, and he can go back in this third term, and we've gone almost 5 minutes and put through Norwood's second goal.
He certainly can. 15 goals, 9.99. That is the Glenelg score. And Norwood 1 goal, 4 so far. So Digan coming in from 50 metres out, kicks on its way. Has he got the accuracy? Yes, he has. The Norwood side are on a roll. They've got 2 in a row, and they now go to 2 goals, 4, 16. They still trail. And Glenelg 15 goals, 9. They've kicked the last 2 goals, Norwood.
Well,
we shouldn't make a joke of it, but gee whiz, Glenelg have been absolutely fantastic. And but that was a good bit of play there. The lead was good from Digan, and he led truly. And again, remember we said about going into that forward pocket. If they go there, it's going to be very hard. He leads straight up the middle of the ground, sets the mark, and kicks the goal.
Oh, that's a good start for them for the quarter, because their goal would be to win the quarter. I think at half time, I don't think Trevor Hill would be thinking they could win the game, win the quarter, and then we'll assess it at 3/4 time. So they're on their way. Norwood, so Digan, good move up forward, so he's looked nice, looked good up there indeed. So there's the tap down, Mules runs onto it, he kicks it from the centre clearance. Oh, taking a good mark was Kirkby. No, said the umpire, play on, and he'll come in now. What will he do?
Oh, you're kidding me, umpire. That is so ridiculous. How could he have actually got rid of the ball? A, he thought he'd marked the ball, and B, he's been tackled by 3 or 4 players over the top of him.
That was very harsh.
Silly decision.
So Jackman kicks it off. Smithfield crashed Clanger because he kicks it to centre wing, had the free kick that wasn't there, and then kicks it straight to Bryce Gibbs. So Bryce Gibbs pays on immediately. He's in the centre of Glenelg Oval, kicks it inside forward 50. It'll bounce. Oh, Zorzy attacked it with gusto and flair and rebounded from 50 as he did that and kicks it to centre wing out of side. John Hinge. Gee, a good-looking player, John Hinge. And I mean, as a footballer, good-looking footballer, and he goes to Fisher. Fisher goes to Moore. Moore goes inside the forward 50, and Thomas will mop up because the kick exceeded Aaron Rodgers, and he'll rebound from the forward 50, kick it to centre wing on the outer side. Hinge involved yet again. He's got 2 to beat, and he does it as well, and it goes to Mules. Mules is picked up and then wrapped up by Bailey in the tackle, but breaks free, and off he goes.
Ben Mules handballs further afield to Ben Moore, who goes to Fisher. He's at left half forward, has time for a bounce from 60, kicks inside. Rodgers there. Tell me as you like. PDK highlight. Pulls out the one mitt and pulls in the ball. He'll go back and shoot for Glenelg's 16th goal in the left forward pocket. We've played 6 minutes third term. It's Glenelg 15-9-99. Norwood 2-4-16.
It was like a baseballer running back with the flow of the ball when he put them out and he just held in there. So Rod's right in front of the scoreboard, which is a great sight if you are a Tiger, as we've got a still forward change coming up. We'll get Paul Blandis to give us that in just a moment. Coming off his... Mules is coming off, and in he comes. Rodgers comes in, has a shot on goal, has it drifted past us, hit the post. So another point on the board. They go to 15 goals, 10.99, and it's 100. Norwood 2 goals, 4.16.
They've brought up the century, the Bays. Not surprising the way they've been going as the legs go long out towards half-back. Sandry was up. PDK highlight took a good mark there. The mini dump truck.
The still forward change was Ty Allen is on and Mules is off.
And Sandry from defence to 50. Koshel was up.
That's a free kick.
Into Fisher's back, but nothing doing because the umpire Willett tackled very nicely there by the Norwood player Bernoli, and they'll get the free kick, the legs.
Now, how could that not be a free kick against Koshel? That is just a ludicrous play.
As Bernoli goes inside 50, and it's going to hurt, I think, Glenelg, that umpiring error, because coming out and taking the mark is Stewie Bowen, and he'll go back and have a shot at goal from probably right on 50 or perhaps 55 on about a 45-degree angle.
Okay, here he comes, Stewie Bowen, 50 metres out, as you said, kicking to the northern end, or the tram line end here of the Bay Oval. The kick looks pretty good off the boot. Has it gone up the distance? It certainly has. So Norwood are certainly on a roll. They've kicked the last 3 here at the Glenelg Oval. They go to 3 goals, 4. That is 22. They still trail by a whopping 78 points. Glenelg are stuck on 15 goals, 10. Grand Central tells us we played 7 minutes of this premiership quarter, and we say often that the team that wins the premiership quarter quite often wins the game. Are we seeing that here?
You never know. You never know.
Well, Glenelg kicked 15-1 in the first half. There is no reason that Norwood can't kick 15-1 in the second half, but... Look, Mark Micken would probably be pretty cross with the way that things have transpired.
Oh, that was an umpiring mistake there by the umpire that gave Norwood that opportunity.
That one, yes, but Norwood certainly are playing a bit better and a bit more pressure, and the Bays can't match it just at the moment, so it spills free now. It goes to the advantage of Allen. That was as a result of the ball up after that goal. He goes by hand to Backwillie. Gee, he ran a long way, goodness me, and he'll go in and kick the goal. That is a little bit unlucky. He won't kick a goal, he'll kick a point anyway, but I thought he might have run a bit too far anyway. So the Bays are 15-11, 101, Norwood are 3-4, 22.
So Norwood, with this avalanche of goals in the third term, bring the ball back into play out towards defence to 50 where Ball Ace has the football, goes towards the wing. It's an ordinary kick.
That's a Smithfield crash clanger.
Smithfield crash clanger, indeed, out of bounds, outer side wing. Logan will take the free. To some bad habits from the first half, creeping back in there with that Ball Ace kick. Logan goes short and finds Mitchell. Still on the outer side wing for the Bays. Gives up ground, goes back to Willits, who's on the defensive side of centre for the Bays. He steadies things down at centre half back.
There's a massive flood on, isn't there?
There is a flood as Willits goes and finds Mitchell. Bit of a 1-2 there with a short passing. Mitchell, long, strong kick. And so it'll be about a 60-metre kick. Norwood player was up, went to the back of the pack. The legs have the numbers. Zorzi was good to Vassal. But from the left back pocket, comes out to defensive 50 and finds Sandry. He kicks towards left half back. Tie on the line, mark taken there by the former Bay player, Heath Culpert. He kicks up the line towards left half forward. Backing back there and doing well was Crouch getting the crumbs, but he's wrapped up by Willits and Panozzo. Umpire says, I'll have it.
See, what happens, guys, when you have everybody backward of the ball, it does take it hard to get a score up forward because Glenelg had 3 players to 1 there, so it was never going to get... They just couldn't kick it in long. Ball
thrown up at left half forward for the Norwood side. Glenelg, though, working it well through the handball. It was Allen to Fisher. His kick was smothered. Came the way of Bartamucci. Delicate little kick into the left forward pocket looking for Daigan. Fisted away from him, though, and the ball out of bounds. That was good, solid defence there for a man who's made good, solid defence his career, Paul Sherwood.
Yep.
And there'll be a throw in left forward pocket for the leg.
Yeah, that's a PDK highlight there.
Yep.
You know, it doesn't go down as a real stat or anything, but the spoil there was excellent.
Yeah, so the Forest doing well. Daigan is his direct opponent, and Koshal now rucking against Cranston. Bet Jones picks it up, gives it to Sandry, who goes to Bailey. Bailey can make a nice finish look good, but he made an ordinary finish look ordinary, as that can happen. 15-11 to 3-5 in favour of the Tigers. McConnell will kick out from full back. It would have been good to get 3 in a row for the Leagues. Just, you know, little by little they can get themselves...
just keep chipping away
back into the contest. So McConnell went to Sherwood. Sherwood will rebound from 50 with the kick and find Jeff Smith, who's marked just outside the defensive 50. Direct opponent Stuart Bound at the moment standing the mark. He goes there looking for Kirkby. It was, he held his ground well. 2 Norwood players crashed into each other. He picks it up now and looks for more. And the bounce didn't help him. Meeson picked it up, went backwards. James Gallagher goes this way and that. He goes by hand. That's not going to be a great option because Ball Ace, he made it look very easy, but it was under pressure. The chase by the Glenelg player was very good. And it's gone for Norwood inside the forward 50 into the northeastern pocket. It's amazing, the Darryl Smith pocket over there. And Stuart Bound has got it. It's going to be a miracle kick if he gets it, but Smithy looks like he's going to have a pot shot.
Well, he's a good kick of the ball, isn't he, Stuart Bound? As we see a still ball forward change. We'll get that for you in just a moment. So Bound comes in now, kicks on its way. Looks pretty good off the boot. Has it got the distance? No, it hasn't. The Tigers players force the ball forward back towards the boundary line. A player picks the ball up, has a snap-on goal, but it's gone through for a minor score for Norwood. So they've got their 6th point on the board, 3-6-24. They are trailing Glenelg 15-11 at 101.
As Panozzo brings the ball back in for the Bays and finds Mitchell. He goes to another raking 40-metre pass into the middle of the ground. 2 Bays players up. It was Logan and Kirkby. Logan took the mark, plays on inside 50. Beautiful pass for Rogers. Good defensive work. Norwood player going off the ground. Hacking it out towards half back. They've got 3 or 4 players there. Unfortunately, Culpert couldn't quite take the bouncing football. Out of bounds left half forward for the Glenelg side. Haven't scored a goal in this third term after scoring 15 in the first half. As in the ruck, Smith beats 2 of them, knocks it down. Moore knocked the ball away from himself, but he's got time to gather it in. Short pass to Backwell. He was flat-footed. The kick sat up there. Fisher, though, comes in, aids support, picks the ball up on the bounce, kicks inside 50, bouncing ball. Who's going to get back there first? It's a Norwood player. He's tackled beautifully by Big Doldig. Ball on the ground there. Norwood manages to work it out through a series of handballs. Gallagher was good, found Brunoli. He comes out towards this left half-back flank for the Norwood side where Ball Ace takes the mark. They've got some players running. He's over the top to Culpert. He gets around McConnell, does well. Kicks up towards the forward 50 arc. Bailey there, just let his opponent right up and waited for the ball at the back and pick up on the bounce. That left forward pocket squares up to the hot spot there where he's pointed out a man. But a good last-minute spoil there. Fantastic stuff by Moore. Meeson hasn't got up, but it's nothing untoward. It's just a good hard spoil, and the ball out of bounds right forward pocket for the Norwood side. And they do look better, but that was tough stuff from Ben Moore.
It was tough stuff by Ben Moore, but good play though by Bailey there to turn around and rather than blaze away, try to chip it to the top of the square where the tall timber was in Meeson, but gee whiz, that spoil by Moore was absolutely fantastic.
So Ben Moore, of course, leading by example, one of the more senior players at the Bays, and he's played well this afternoon. And the boundary line umpire just waiting for what I'm not sure to throw it in. Just can't see at the moment, guys. Anything? Is it the blood rule? Yes, it is. Culpert coming off. Looks like he's wearing lipstick. And don't tell him I said that, because it's a bit of claret coming out the old goal.
I think someone said something to him as he came off the ground too, and he wasn't too happy.
He wasn't happy,
So a Stillwell forward change there. Culprit off, and coming on for Norwood is the player there in Vassal.
So there's the boundary line throw, and it was Cranston getting it down. Sherwood was good, tough in the clinches, and got his arms free and gave to Fisher. Fisher by hand to Backwell. He's in the back pocket at the northwestern side, I beg your pardon. The kick is smothered, but ends up with Gibbs. He goes backwards and finds Fisher. Fishwood goes back and finds Gibbs. Now they're mucking around with it at the base. He doesn't have an option yet, but he's going to go wide, and it's going to be Bailey, Meeson, Gallagher. The three of them are there. I don't know who he was looking for, but there wasn't a Bay player within sight. So Bailey it is. He picks it up and goes inside to the northeastern pocket. Yet again, try figure.
And what happens?
Goes out of bounds, as has been the case.
Again.
Brett James.
Actually, one thing I've just noticed about Bryce Gibbs, he has not got a left foot.
No.
3 or 4 times there he's been opportunity where he's could have kicked on his right foot. Again, turned around, ran past the guy and kicked on his right foot to that outer side. There was 3 Norwood players there. Had he had a right foot, could have hooked it back up to the grandstand side.
Ball back into play in that right forward pocket area for Norwood. Cranston took it out the ruck, handball back towards Fisher. He was dispossessed beautifully by Bailey. Check sides towards the goals, but off to the right and through for one behind. So Norwood racking up the behinds now. They're 3-7-25. Glenelg 15-11, 101. 16 minutes gone, third term, as Pinozzo takes the mark for the Bays at defensive 50. Shoots the pass over the top and finds Backwell. He threw about the handball, had to handball to himself at the end, called to play on.
Right, wasn't it?
He's got it back anyway. He's got 1-2 to himself. Now Pinozzo kicks towards Ruory on this grandstand side wing, who takes the mark. Played in the reserves grand final last year for the Bays, and that kick wasn't a good one. Logan tried to claim the mark, but it's out of bounds on the full, and Norwood will take the free kick here at right half back through Brinoli.
So Brinoli, just at the defensive side of centre wing grandstand side, goes with the right boot. Oh, Koshel from behind. Gee, that looked nice. He couldn't quite take the mark. And he's wrapped up now, but it comes to Paul James. He goes backwards to Thomas. Thomas will go inboard looking for Meeson. He takes that now on the handball. Was too aggressive. Back to Thomas. It'll be picked up by Backwell. Who's he got? He just blazes away inside forward 50. Got one for his troubles. The umpire said that was all right, and Kirkby took what was a very, very clever mark indeed. He turns around and he plays on. He's got it centre half forward. Benny Mules, who takes the mark in front of the Norwood captain, Brett James. Benny Mules, number 34, the socks down, left knee bandaged. And we'll go back looking at Glenelg 16th from about 40 metres directly in front.
Yeah, they have kicked the goal this quarter, have the Tigers, so that would be a little bit disappointing for Mark Mickigan and the coaching staff, but Benny Mules has got the opportunity, but we knew Norwood would come out fighting in this quarter, and just for self-pride and self-respect, that was going to happen. And maybe the Tigers have just taken the foot off the accelerator a little bit, but Mules now got the opportunity, comes in 45 metres out directly in front, leans back and kicks truly. So he's got his second, and the Tigers have got their 16th. They go to 16 goals, 11, 107, and Norwood are stuck on 3-7-25. That's his second goal, and he's been playing a good game too. The first goal was an absolute ripper as well. So still a forward change, and we've got Heath Coppett coming back on and Vassal coming off for the Norwood side. And boy, it's starting to get a little bit dark here as well. So I think this game might finish a little bit late as well, as we have been doing so in the last couple of days.
We have indeed. 17.5 minutes gone, third term. Brett Backwell's boots getting brighter and brighter as Horan off and coming off Rogers for a bit of a spell.
That's courtesy of Stillwell forward Medindi, of course.
It certainly is. As the ball's thrown up in the middle, Kirk won it down only as far as ball 8. He lost the football in a tough tackle. Kirk goes in there, gets a little give out, but it goes straight to the Norwood player there. It's a hurried kick away. That's Stewie Bowen towards centre half forward. Fisted away from Bartabucci by McConnell. Gallagher now picks up. Handball's back.
Played.
But coming through strongly, Fisher met the football. Goes inside 50. Out in front, Kirkby. Good spoil by the Norwood defender. Goes down to Brett Back, where we spoke about those fluorescent boots. He can kick towards goal with him from 45, and accuracy-wise, offline, distance-wise, good. One behind, though, to the Bays. That's his second behind to Brett Backwell. Glenelg go to 16-13, 16-12, 108, Norwood 3-7-25.
So the resultant kick in from that behind found the Norwood player in crouch, and he's gone backwards with a kick that didn't look to go 15, but anyway, the umpire said it was right.
There's no way it went 15.
No. So Thomas has got it, number 44, and he's inside the defensive 50. The kick is right to the centre of the Glenelg Oval, taken by Meeson. He goes by hand to James. Left-handed handball to Gallagher was good. He can load up and go inside 50, looking for Dyke.
Oh, well done.
That is a PDK highlight. Sherwood left his man, chanced his arm, took a very, very good mark in front of Dyke and tried to push Sherwood under the ball. The body was too strong, and the mark was good. He goes by hand to Willits. Willits goes to McConnell. McConnell goes back to Sherwood. The running is good. He takes that and rebounds from 50. Goes right to the centre of the Bay Oval, and it's marked by Logan. Has been a good player today, number 20, and the left shoulder is bandaged. The socks are down. He's surveying his options. So he goes on that favoured left boot, looking to Kirkby. Oh, he got a push in the back, yes. We could see it from here in the umpire. The umpire officiated well, and Kirkby's presented himself well this afternoon, and he's got a raking left boot, probably too far out to score. One would have thought 16-12 to 3-7, but he goes into the pocket and finds Mitchell, and I don't know what it is, but it seems that both Glenelg and Norwood go inside their forward 50. They're looking for a player as close to the boundary line as they can find him.
It's unbelievable. Well, Mitchell's got the ball right in front of the Grand Central time clock, which says we played 20 minutes of this third quarter, the premiership quarter, and he's surveying the options. Is he going to go long to a lead? Is he going to have a shot, or is he going to put it up the top of the square? So Mitchell coming in. Now, yet to kick a goal is David Mitchell. So we'll kick right on 50. The kick is a big one as well. It's not going to make the distance, or is it going to come up there? Smith is just flying in front of the pack and said, thank you very much for coming. I'll have a big fly in front of the slouts and give him something to cheer about, and I'll take a kick and go back and line up for my fourth goal. So he's been a great player. Is he on any AFL list?
No, he should be. He's still on this performance today alone.
He'd be a fair chance of being picked up by someone. But Smith.
He did play at Norwood, though. Jeff Smith.
Okay, so, but he's got a he's taken a very good mark, a PDK highlight for the mark, but he's on an acute angle, but he's only going to be about, he'll kick from around about 6-7 metres out, and he's virtually right on the boundary line. As he comes in now, kicking to the school end, or the scoreboard end of the Bay Oval, comes in, leans back, and he has kicked truly for his fourth, and the Tigers now have stemmed that running play of Norwood. They've got their second goal of the quarter. That's their 17th of the game. 17 goals, 12, 114. Norwood 3 goals, 7, 25. We knew that Norwood would come out in this quarter and make some sort of charge just out of self-respect. But, gee, maybe that's all over now because the Tigers have kicked the last two.
And we see a ruck change on the interchange bench. Meeson off to Zhang back on. That's thanks to Darryl.
Still forward at Medindi. What a great place if you want to go and buy a Ford motor car.
It is indeed, and there's been a few other changes for Norwood today, trying to find a system that might work. They haven't managed to do that today, hence the massive scoreline. And
thanks to Black and White Trucks and Removals, the Demons are giving Collingwood a pants pulling down. They're in front by, 9 goals, basically.
Yeah, 8 goals, 5. 22 goals, 9 to 13 goals, 10. Melbourne in front of the MCG, in front of 80,000 people.
As back in the middle, it's De Jong versus Kirk in the ruck. Kirk got his hand on it first. Coming through there, Logan, as PB said, with the shoulder band. He's got a handball out, hoping to find a teammate. Only went as far as Gallagher for Norwood. He's wrapped up in the tackle. Umpire comes in and says, I'll have it, despite the appeals of a number of Bay players for holding the ball. He'll bounce the football, attacking side of centre for the Norwood team, still searching for their fourth goal. Third for this quarter as it hits down towards Mules, the Glenelg captain. He gets it on the boot, kicks towards this grandstand side wing. Bouncing football. Player leading in the race there was the Norwood boy, Bernoli. He went to ground. It's well picked up there by Crouch. Whacks onto his left boot and kicks towards half forward. But no one there except for the Bays, and that's Big Kirk. He takes the mark. Handballs to Panozzo. He's at defensive 50.
He'll come back to
touches
Backwell.
It down on the ground and comes back towards Backwell, who's made space on this grandstand side wing. And he's happy to steady things down. 22 and a half to almost 23 gone in this third term, and Backwell goes short and finds Panozzo, who's run on. He'll go for a bit of a dash, takes on the Norwood player, handballs to Fisher, who's just knocked up getting touches today. He kicks up inside 50, high up and under ball, getting in there, taking a good mark for Norwood was De Jong, and he'll settle things down. Glenelg 17-12, Norwood 3-7, 23 minutes gone, third term.
So De Jong, number 33 for the Norwood side, hasn't had one of his better days out, but he has had plenty of mates in that regard. He's deep in the defensive 50. The kick is a good one to the centre wing outer side. Coming from behind his Koshaw. Gee, he's been impressive in this third quarter. His presentation has been great. The handball wasn't so great, but it found Borlace just inside the boundary line. He goes again into that northeastern pocket. But it wasn't his fault because that's where the ball was basically coming from, so he had really no option. The kick wasn't going to be big enough to be able to get the centre half forward, and it's been taken by Dygan. The lead was good in front of former state fullback Paul Sherwood. So Dygan comes in now. He's going to be looking for the top of the goal square. There's some tall timber there for the Bays. Kirkby, one of them, it spills free to Gibbs. It is. He's got Panozzo in support. He goes that way and uses that option. Panozzo comes inboard looking for McConnell, but coming from behind is Jackman. One on the street. Mark Micken won't be happy with that. The option from Panozzo was bad, kicking to a bloke standing still. Jackman said, thanks very much. And I'll take it with number 25, socks down, and I'll kick it deep inside the forward 50. He's too far out to score. He's Nick Jackman. He can go wide because the Bays haven't manned up. And Koshel takes what I think is mark number 3 for the quarter. He plays on again, goes to the northeastern pocket. Stewie Bound, 1-on-2, and Moore will be getting it out, but only so far as Gallagher. So Gallagher swings it back inside the forward 50. De Jong, Kirkby, Hinge, Oh, there's players galore. Oh, Spills free to De Jong. What can he do? He can kick miracle goals. What's he done? He's kicked it, and Sandery has taken a mark right in the northwestern pocket, right next to the point post. He goes backwards and finds Brett James, but I suspect he is too far out to score, and he will go back and survey options. Colpett's screaming for it.
Oh, I know he wouldn't be too far out to score, Brett James. He's only probably about 40 metres out. He's kicking on the grandstand side. And saying that, he probably won't make the distance. Brett James comes in, leans back, and he kicks truly for his first. It was a great goal, a PDK highlight from the boundary line there. So Norwood all of a sudden have got their fourth, their third for the quarter. They go to 4 goals, 7-31, still getting a cow-licking by the Glenelg Tigers, 17 goals, 12, 114. But a little bit better play there by the Norwood side. They actually used the ball a little bit better, came back to Brett James. And Brett James, a very, very good, skillful player, made no mistake in kicking his first goal and Norwood's fourth. Don't forget the radiothon is on 8231 1197. If you're breaking for Norwood, all of a sudden it's up to $4.
De Jong in the ruck versus Kirk as the umpire bounces it down. It's big stakes for the radio, so that's for sure. Kirk wins it down. Gals.
It's not much to give $4,
no,
is it?
It's not at all. It's Bay stream away now through Rogers. Fleet of foot in the middle of the ground. Kicks up towards the forward pocket. Norwood player there couldn't take the mark. Working hard on the ground was Horan for the Bays. Norwood have a chance to come away with the football now. They do through Brunoli. Goes for a bit of a run. Kicks up towards left half back where Big De Jong's made space for the legs. Plays on. Bryce Gibbs there with his De Jong's kick ordinary. Fanners opposite Ruckman in Kirk, but he was well wrapped up by Paul James. Coming in, Bryce Gibbs applied the body. Ball spills free. Panozzo gets tackled with the ball, but he's too high against the Norwood player there in Zorzi, I think it is. No, it's young Bartamucci. And a bit of push and shove there between Logan and Sandry.
Paul James off and Vassal on, courtesy of Stillwell Ford at Menindee.
And Panozzo will take the ball at right half back for the base. Chips towards McConnell, who's just got an absolute ton of touches. I'd love to see what he and Fisher have at three-quarter time. Fisher had 20 and McConnell had 18 to half-time as the kick comes out wide to the man we were speaking about, Fisher. Kicks up towards right half forward for the Bays, and Kirk should be paid that mark, and he is. Good opposition from Thomas, but Kirk is too tall in the end. And there's the three-quarter time siren. And at three-quarter time, well, Norwood improved markedly in that third term. They kicked 3 goals to finish on 4-7-31, but it's still the Bays by plenty. They're 17-12, 114, and we check the goal scorers with Daryl Smith.
We certainly do. We've got Jeff Smith with 4, 3 there to Logan and also Moore, and then singles there to Cranston, Rewalt, also Rogers, Kirkby and Mules by Murrow. I reckon that means there's only 16, so I'm missing one there. We'll have to get that one in just a moment. So the three-quarter time scores here for the Glenelg side, 17 goals, 12, 114. They lead Norwood 4 goals, 7-31. That is on the scoreboard. Grand Central told us we played 29 minutes of that third quarter, the premiership quarter, but it is all the
in the boat.
They just got to go to the league and say, all right, we want to make, make Sundays or Mondays our game. Umpire holds the ball aloft to get this final quarter underway. You're an RPH football courtesy of Angus Securities with Paul Blandis.
There's the bounce. It's a nice one like that. Cranston and also Meeson. Meeson probably got first dibs at it, but only went so far as Cranston got the funny kick to Rogers. He's wrapped up in the tackle and then running away with it was bound. He did that beautifully. He kicks it into the forward 50 for the Norwood side going to the school end. It bounces free. Everyone seemed to stand still apart from Sandry. He's now bumping and bustling his way, but it goes to Panozzo. He's chased by Koshel, and he will go to the outer side. Gee, that's fraught with danger. Oh, Bryce Gibbs has taken a very good mark. No, the umpire said no. The attention from the Norwood player was very good, and that was Crouch, and it's picked up by Bartamucci, but it will be chopped off by the player in Sherwood. He did that well. Gee, the kick is a little dangerous. No, it's not, because it was taken by Panozzo, but it could have been dangerous because it was touch and go. So Panozzo back pocket. He goes to the half-back flank and finds Mules. I beg your pardon, it's Moore. Number 34 is Mules, 24 is Benny Moore. The fireman had some studies last year and he's back now, so he'll be pretty happy. Benny Moore goes to and finds Logan.
Well
That's a strong mark there. The attention
was this the guy in Big Brother, Logan?
He may have been.
Well, whatever he was, it certainly worked for him. So he went to Rogers. He took the mark on centre wing. The kick was smothered by the Norwood player in Vassal. John mentioned that he had a pretty good game so far, and he's done well there. That could be holding the ball, not making an attempt to get it out. Bartamucci comes in and offers some support. So the Bays just mucked it up there. Wouldn't be too happy with coach Mark Micken, but the lead is still 83 points for an RPH football with John Mankerville.
Umpire just instructing the players in the ruck to give them some room to come in and throw the football. In the ruck we see De Jong taking on Cranston. That's Meeson taking on Cranston, pardon me. He won it down. Came off the back of a Glenelg player to Brett James. Handball's forward looking for Koshel. Set a task for the young man because it wasn't a great handball. Sherwood picked up for the Bay. He's got a handball over the top to his teammate there, and Bonozzo, who's been busy in this second half in defence, kicks to the outer side wing. Now here's a chance. Mules fires at the handball to Logan. Here goes the Bay. Look at that pace. He had a bounce and ran to 55 on the goal, and he kicks his fourth. He accelerated from right half forward quickly when he got the ball. Had a bounce and probably ran 14.5.
Oh, Johnny, you're kidding me. He's run the league. He's run a full cricket pitch there, easy.
Pretty good time, too.
So he's got the goal.
Great play. No, you've got to give the guy credit because running at full pace is probably one of the hardest things to do and kick a football straight. And his balance there was absolutely superb. He took off, which is great to see. You like to see acceleration in players, and he certainly did use his speed and pace. So Logan's got his fourth. The Tigers have got their 18th.
Well, Mark Williams would be pretty happy with that. He's now gone. He's probably having a...
no, he's there. He's still there.
He's still there, so Mark Williams would have enjoyed that. So the resultant ball up has been kicked out of the centre square by the player in Ty Allen. Getting there first will be Bound. No, in fact, Allen just overtook him and did it with ease, but Bound taps it out now. Goes to a player in Brett James. Ball ace, the handball was good. Back to Bound. He's wrapped up again and goes to ball ace, but it's gone out of bounds, and it's around about 65 metres out from the Glenelg goal on that northeastern side of the Bay Oval. So the Bays at the moment 18-12, 120. Norwood to 4-7-31. The Bays will secure fourth spot on the ladder.
It'll be a big percentage builder for him too.
By percentage in front of the Central District's club and behind the Eagles side. So there's the boundary line throw-in. That was Rogers going by hand to Gibbs it is. He goes into the forward 50 looking for back. Well, what can he do? Oh, he almost took a good mark there. The attention was possibly questionable, but Brunoli, he picks it up the speeds to rebounds from 50. He goes with that right boot looking for Sander. It'll bounce in front of him, but he will get that because it's 3-on-1. Great shepherd by the Norwood player in Crouch it was. Sander, he goes inside the forward 50. Coming from behind was McConnell, but it was a good performance by the Norwood player in Dygan, but it comes now back to McConnell via Willett. Oh, McConnell goes this way, and that then has a bounce as he rebounds from defensive 50. Oh, he goes this way again, goes to Hinge. Hinge doesn't have anyone at the moment, but he's now got Sherwood. He got it by handed Sherwood. He's looking for Gibbs just on the attacking side. Kirkby, I beg your pardon, it is. But it comes now to the Norwood player in Jackman. He's wrapped up by Kirkby. That is holding the ball, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, great tackle. That's a PDK highlight there. Didn't give up the competition, did Kirkby. Had the ball sport away, but got back himself and tackled a great PDK highlight.
He's a lively-looking sort, is Ryan Kirkby. Socks are up. Number 26 on his back. He'll go now. He's sticking to the boundary line, not the greatest option, but coming from behind and punching it out is Thomas. So it goes out of bounds in the northwestern pocket of the Bay Oval, and that is where the Glenelg Cricketers Club is. And, John, a few fans looking through the glasses. Nice young lady there sitting on the balcony. And
still will forward change, guys. Willits is off, and coming on is Jeff Smith. Wonder why he didn't start.
18-12, 120 the Bays, 4-7-31, Norwood 5 gone final term. They're cock-a-hoop, those Bay supporters at the Cricketers Club. You should have heard him at half-time as the Norwood player, Thomas, there tackled well. It was Vassell, in fact, tackled well by Logan. He went out of bounds on the forward. The kick now, Logan and Vassell are going at it. Vassell's landed a couple. Plays continued. Backwell squared the ball up looking for Hinge as the fight goes on. Bowen picks up for Norwood. Handballs out towards Gallagher, and they're away and running. Gallagher through centre-half forward, kicks towards half-forward. Koshel couldn't take the mark. Bustles past Bailey. Goes in and picks it up again. Gives to Gallagher. Outer side wing, here's Hospital, like handball, set up Bailey out there because he had to charge in a bouncing ball. Two Glenelg players worked it out well. Panozzo to Smith. He comes to right half forward. Bouncing football. Horan picks up. It's around the Norwood player who went to ground in Bartamucci, but his kick wasn't a great one. Chopped off by Brett James. He's at left half back. Kicks back to ball ace. Outer side wing for the legs. Long, strong kick at about 60 from goal where Sandry's made space. He takes the mark and is away and running. Has to get around Allen. Goes with a handball to Bartamucci. He can steady and fire at the goals from 45 and fires very nicely, Matthew Bartamucci. PDK highlight. He gets his first. Norwood get their fifth. 5-7-37. Glenelg 18-12, 120. And we've played almost 6 minutes in this fourth term, and they're not giving in completely, the Norwood side. They're still playing some decent footy, and that was quite good on that occasion, Smithy.
Yeah, it was good play too. They carried the ball from defence right the way from defence into attack, so we go from one end to end, and it was good to see. Ended up with Bartamucci, who did kick truly, so he's got his first, but it's all too late for the Norwood side. Glenelg have been absolutely dominant.
All that Norwood can win is the quarter because the game is gone and the Bays will win and stay in fourth. There's the ball up. Oh, Backwell did it well. The fluorescent boots, we can see them. But doing it even better was Brunoli. He's wrapped up by Mills. That is a superb tackle. And the umpire comes in and says, mind you, got to like that, Darryl.
Yeah, good tackle there. I mean, a good decision too by the umpire. He didn't really have any prior opportunity to get rid of that ball. Often umpires will pay that holding the ball, but he didn't get an opportunity to get rid of it.
Good decision. So there's the ball up. It comes to Gibbs. Gibbs goes backwards to McConnell. So he's involved again. That's another good tackle. tackle. The Norwood side just putting on a bit of pressure at the moment. The kick off the carpet was good. Colbert couldn't do anything, but the second effort was very good indeed. Wrapped up his Logan. He goes by hand to Hinge. McConnell will run into trouble. The handball will go wide, but it doesn't get there. Allen taps it on beautifully, as you heard Darryl say. Panozzo now has got it. He handballs and finds Mules. Mules stops, props, goes backwards only. Just goodness me. Panozzo's got it now. Kick the goddamn thing. And they do. And it finds Ruory right in the centre of the Bay Oval. And now he plays on because no one stood the mark. That's poor. He ran a long way as well. And he goes inside the forward 50. Dold, he has a pretty quiet day, given that the Bays have thrashed Norwood, but taken now by Zorzi. Zorzi plays on. James Gallagher will get this from the Norwood player in Vassal, I think it was. James Gallagher rebounds from defensive 50, gives to Vassal now, so it wasn't him, it was Brenoli, in fact, who ran on and then got it. That was good. He better have a bounce. He does that now. Centre wing grandstand side. The pressure from Mitchell was good. He looks up for Koshel, I beg your pardon, takes a very good mark outside the forward 50 for the legs.
So Koshel, who hasn't been bad at all since he's come onto the ground, kicks up towards the hot spot for Norwood, knocked away by the Glenelg defence, working hard trying to get the handball out was Sherwood. Decided to go for a bit of a run, the veteran. Just got up and went for a run, kicks out towards defensive 50, where he finds Gibbs. He kicks out towards that outer side wing for the Bays. Mark taken there by Logan. Kicked 4 goals today, 3 in the second and 1 in this last term. This way, that way. Left foot kick towards right half forward, fisted away from the leading Bay player in Norwood. But the Glenelg players are there in numbers. Logan's run on. He handballs to Cranston. He kicks towards the hot spot from 65. One-on-one, Doldig and Zorzi wrestling in the forward pocket. Brenoli comes in to lend support. It's a handball over to his teammate in Jackman. And now Norwood will come out of defence through Thomas. He kicks up towards the right half back flank, and a good mark there by Stewie Bowen. And he gets his jumper pulled up there by Hinge for his effort, but he'll go back and take the ball at right half back for the legs. Kicks along this grandstand side centre wing, finds the last goal scorer for the legs, Matthew Bartamucci. What can Bartamucci do? Goes for a bit of a run, handballs across there to Big Meeson, gets it back in the 1-2. Players screaming for the football. He chips short towards half forward, and the mark is taken out there by Vassal at left half forward for the legs. Had 15 touches to the three-quarter time. I dare say he'll be up around the 20 mark now. His kick not a great one. Set a task there for the Norwood player, but he's been taken high. That's ball ace. And he'll go back from left half forward, and PV has a chance to put Norwood into attack.
Yeah, so 18-12 to 5-7. The beer's not going to taste very sweet on Norwood Parade tonight for the legs of the Bays. They'll be drinking it a plenty. Well, they may not be, but it'll taste nice anyway, however much they drink. Goes inside the forward 50. It'll come to Mules. Mules punches it out, but only so far as Bailey getting involved. It was also Panozzo. Mules ran back and got it. Panozzo goes backwards, so McConnell's in the goal square in his defensive 50, and it'll come wide. And the run by Logan was very good, and the kick was perfect as well. 50 metres, pinpoint accuracy. Logan took it, and on the defensive file centre wing, and goes there looking for Kirkby. Gee, the judgment was good. The handball to Ruory. Oh, he missed it. The handball was that good that he missed it. Jackman came in. The free kick was paid. It's play on anyway. Brenoli, the kick wasn't good, but they've got numbers, Norwood, and one of those is ball ace centre half back for the legs. He goes wide. Gee, there's a nest of legs, if you call it that, taken by Brett James. Goes by hand to Bailey. The attention from Gibbs.
Have a look what's on back here. Gibbs getting stuck right into it.
Guys, watch the fight. I watch the flight of the footy. Oh, it goes inside forward 50. It's a great mark by Dygan. Ruwalt and a few other players involved, but Dygan's going to line up from about 30 metres out, directly in front from the legs, and the kick came in from Bailey for Norwood. And Ryan Willits, Jeff Smith just getting in, talking to by the umpire.
He was too. So Dygan now coming up for his second goal, the only multiple goal scorer for Norwood if he kicks this one. So 5 goals Norwood, 18 to the Tigers. And Dygan comes in now, leans back, goal umpire says, that's okay by me. I've got my second, and the Norwood side have got their 6. So they've gone to 6 goals, 7, 43, and Glenelg 18-12 or 120 on the Grand Central with time clock. We've gone 10 minutes of this final quarter, and some of the supporters starting to leave, and one would suggest they would be Norwood supporters.
Oh, you can't blame them. I think there's probably some Norwood supporters who wish they could have gone out the gates at half-time after that unbelievable display from the Bays. But they fought hard in the second half. They won the third quarter there.
Well, that's what we say, John. It's all about respect, isn't it? They've got to gain some sort of respect in this second half of football, and yeah, maybe they're doing that.
6 goals to 3 after half-time, no?
It has been, and they have fought well, and they haven't thrown the towel, and that's what you want to see, because they were just insipid, and that's being kind in that first half, as taking the ball in the middle was Culprit, had time to get rid of it, gave to Meeson, long kick inside 50, Panozzo's got the sit, takes the mark, thought about playing on. Now he will, but he's run down from behind. His kick didn't go far. It's picked up by Vassal. He was good to Sandry, who finds Ball Ace, who measures the kick inside 50. Diagon's there, but a beautiful mark by the veteran Sherwood in the left back pocket for the Bays. He plays on. He's been excellent today for Glenelg. Handball's over the top to McConnell, who's also been one of the best. Chips towards half-back. Backwell, did he take the mark? No, he didn't. Fluorescent boots really coming to the fore in this darkening conditions. He got a handball out towards Aaron Rogers. He chugs off 2 tackles. Not poor holding the ball, yes, he is. Play on advantage, is it? Gallagher goes inside 50 and picks out Bartamucci about 35 out straight in front, and he'll go back to shoot at Norwood 7th and his 2nd.
He certainly will. It was good play there by the Norwood side. They went to tackle Backwell. They had 2 or 3 players tackling him. Then also, when it got to Rogers, they tackled him as well with 2 or 3 players. So a couple of good gang tackles there by the Norwood side. Ended up with Gallagher, and then he saw Bartamucci on his own and has found Bartamucci at the true centre-half forward position here. The Bay is kicking to the northern end, or the scoreboard end. Bartamucci comes in, lines up for his 2nd goal. As he pushed it a little bit too far to the outer side, it's gone through for a minor score. So the score is now 6 goals, 8, 44. They trail Glenelg 18, 12, 120. And Grand Central tells us we've played 11 minutes of this final quarter. And the still forward change coming on for Norwood is Paul James, and going off was Vassal.
Mitchell took the ball and kicked it wide to Panozzo. Luckily it stayed in, and he goes backwards and finds Horan on that left boot, and he'll kick and find Hinge. Defensive side of centre wing on the outer side. He plays on immediately. He's looking for targets further upfield. Storming out was Doldig, and Kirkby also involved there. The ball comes backwards and goes only so far as David Yeomans. He goes by hand to Thomas. Thomas rebounds from 50 with the handball to Paul James. Goes back to Thomas. Good running by him, and he goes looking for Kosher. Liked his game after half-time.
He's been
very
good.
impressive.
Yep.
Number 1 for the legs. He goes in boards Ball Ace and or Bartamucci. Bartamucci, it is the latter who takes the mark. Standing the marks, Cranston, and Bartamucci kicked it straight into him like it was on song, but it's come now to a Norwood player, and Paul James goes to James Gallagher. Has he got an option? No, he hasn't. He goes around the corner. You would think Sherwood's in the van here, but Digan, great performance by himself individually. Spoiled Sherwood, then handballs to Paul James. Well, he trips over, goes to Colbert, gives the don't argue. That's holding the ball because he didn't get rid of it properly, and the umpire agrees. McConnell picks it up and plays on immediately for the Bays. Rebounds from 50. There's 2 of them, Smith and Backwell. The mouse, we know it's him because he's got fluorescent boots on. He plays on immediately. Jackman, he'll kick it out of bounds on the full because he ran there and got there. Kirkby would have run onto it had Jackman not done that, so he's held up play, and Backwell has got the kick. Attacking side of centre wing, outer side. He will again go to that northeastern pocket, only so far as Jackman, but it was also Brinoli involved. Bowner now picks it up. He gets around Logan, I beg your pardon, it was, and goes backwards. And that Norwood player, can't pick up who it was, but the kick was pretty good.
Great kick.
Mason's on his own. He turns around now. He plays on and will go inside the forward 50, looking for Sandry, but getting in the way as Rogers. He did that well on the half volley, and he rebounds from 50 with the long left-handed hand pass to Panozzo. He runs around Mason. He did that easy because he's a lot smaller and a lot more agile. He has his 2nd bounce now, and he goes by hand to Cranston, centre wing outer side. He takes that. He was looking for a handball, but he now goes with the kick. They're using the boundary line. Pushed in the back was Kirkby, and the umpire agrees. So Stuart Bound, no, it's Nick Jackman actually did that, so Kirkby should bomb the ball in long. He at least comes inboard and finds Jimmy LaHoo, and no, that's not, it's Mark Ruwalt, but he's wearing Jimmy LaHoo's old number, and the double coat with Jimmy LaHoo was out there today. So Ruwalt goes inside the forward 50, looking for Logan. He's been moved up forward now, running onto it. It's Jeff Smith. He did it like a rover. He handballs backwards, but that's a Smithfield crash clanger because it goes to Thomas, who then goes by hand to Paul James. The left-footed pass goes to Stewie Bound, and he will not get it as it goes out of bounds around about, 80 metres out from the Bay goal, attacking side of centre wing outer side.
Magic pick up by Smith there for a bloke who must be about 6'5", 6'6", just picked up like a rover at his feet, but unfortunately ran into about 3 or 4 Norwood players who shut him down as the ball back into play right half forward for the Glenelg side. James picks it up, gives it out towards Bailey. He throws the footy on his boot towards half forward. Up in front there was Culpert, but it went to the back, working hard Digan, but coming through Rogers. Seems to be playing across half back in this 3rd and 4th terms as Mitchell goes towards
good use of the ball again.
Very good use of the ball. Good take. Backwell goes inside 50 out in front. Taking a good mark is Logan. He's hit 4 already today. Been very impressive. He seems to be playing up forward. He's got the ball about 45 out, 45-degree angle. He's just gone down on his haunches to fiddle with his boot.
When he actually landed his boot, his foot slipped out the back part of his boot. That's all it is. So he's been very impressive, hasn't he, Logan, for him? He's already kicked 4. He's going to kick from around about 55 or 50 metres out as there's a change courtesy of Stillwell forward. It's Kirk coming on, and coming off was the player for the Tigers. Cranston. So Logan, he's already kicked 4. He's kicking to the train line in, or the northern end here at the Glenelg Oval, getting very dark down here as well. And in he comes now, lining up, gets very close to the man on the mark, but it does ring the ball back. Has it gone through for a goal? No, it's a minor score, so Logan's got another point on the board. The Tigers have got their 13. 18 goals, 13, 121. Norwood, 6 goals, 8, 44.
So bringing it back in will be Jackman. It looks like they're deep down in defence, so he'll go straight down the guts. It's refreshing to see that. He was looking for Bartamucci, it was, but intercepting was Rogers having a run. He goes by hand, backward, steps inside the forward 50, and he will kick a point for the Bays, and that is Brett Backwell's third behind this afternoon. So the Bays go to 18-14, 122. The Legs are 6-8, 44, and the Legs take it away from defence.
Just remember, if you're a Tiger supporter, you want to donate to our radiothon, 8231 1197 is the phone number. Donate $18 because that's what your side's kicked, 18 goals, and that will be doubled by the AMP, so that will make it $36.
As ball out towards half-back was taken by Bailey. His good kick up towards half-forward was well marked by Koshel. I've liked the look of him in the second half since
he's been good, yep.
He's been impressive, sort of up around that half-forward area. Kicks from the outer side wing, up inside 50. At the back was ball ace. In front, Sherwood flies again and takes a good, solid defensive mark.
He's been a very good player, too, for the Bays today.
Oh, he's been great, Sherwood. Just good, solid defence and picking up some touches as well as Mitchell. He was good in the first half, quietened a bit in the second half as he kicks out towards half-back, and Glenelg have some run on the outer side of the wing. I believe that's Allen out there. It is. He handballs over the top, finds his teammate and big captain Kirk. He kicks towards the forward 50. 3 Norwood players to 1 Bay player went to the ground. Jackman picked up, was good with the handball to Brinoli. He's going to run himself into some trouble here. His handball was knocked down by the Glenelg player, and then he overran the football. Good work there by the Glenelg player in Ruory, but Norwood could still go over it as Brinoli got a handball there from Big Dijon, gave to Gallagher. He handballs over the top to Ball Ace, man on, but he got a handball away to Brett James. He's at right half back with the football. The Norwood captain must be getting close to 40 possessions. He kicks up towards the grandstand side centre wing. Digan up in front, takes a good grab from right half forward, goes up inside 50. Koshel, great mark. PDK highlight for the young man. Just a good strong grab. Held his ground with the heavy steps coming behind him, and he'll go back Smithy from about 35 out, 45-degree angle.
He certainly will.
Put Norwood's 7th on the board.
Yeah, PDK highlight that. Brett James off and Dijon on, courtesy of Stillwell forward Medindi. And Koshel to line up from around about 40 metres out, kicking to the school end or the scoreboard end, aided by the breeze, whatever breeze there is, not too much of it. But Koshel coming in now, the kick's on its way, leans back and has stunned an old Bob Massey outswinger. And it swung away from the goals, and he's now kicked the 9th point for the Norwood side. 6 goals, 9:45. They trail Glenelg 18-14 at 1:22.
Panozzo takes it and goes wide to Doldy. He's in the scoreboard back pocket for the Bays, having a run in defence, and he kicks it to Koshel. He's taken probably 8 marks after half-time. One would have thought. He takes the mark now and plays on, goes inside the forward 50. It bounces and favours Sander. He runs around a couple of opponents and goes by hand to Bailey. He's got time and space. He should finish from here, Stephen Bailey, and he does just that for the Legs. They go to 7-9-51. The Bays are 18-14, 122. That is Bailey's first for the afternoon. And Norwood have certainly got some goals after half-time from some Glenelg turnovers.
Well, they certainly have. They've kicked 6 in the second half, and Glenelg can only manage 3. So on that effort, Norwood have actually doubled the score of Glenelg. One thing, guys, and an issue that maybe we'll take up during the week is whether the SANFL should start their games at 2 o'clock, because the game is getting very dark, and when you think kids and that sort of stuff have got to get public transport and people have to catch public transport, leaving here it'll be dark. It might be just that 20 minutes extra that gives the people a chance to get away.
We see it in the cricket when they start the cricket at 10:30 during the daylight saving time, or the non-daylight saving time, as the big hack kick from the Norwood player in Culprit goes out of bounds, outer side wing. They've done pretty well since the half-time break, Norwood. 6-6 they've kicked, and the Bays have only been able to manage 3 goals too. And they're going to win the game after that rout in the first half, but they have fought hard. But still, full credit to Glenelg. They've been absolutely sensational today, and they deserve their big win, their percentage-boosting win, which, as Paul Blandis was saying earlier, will see them move up into 4 spots. Central will drop to 5th. Norwood will stay there in 6th as Culprit gets the ball from the hit-out, kicks towards half-forward for the Legs, bouncing football. I've liked Panozzo's game in the second half. He had to wait for the football, got it, handball to Hinge, takes on his fellow peroxide blonde in Bailey, got the handball out there to the run of Mitchell. He gets a big, long, strong kick up inside the 50 area. Kirkby up, ball goes to the back. Who's going to be back first? It's Norwood. Zorzi there. Rogers with him for the Bays. Zorzi taps back. He's got Yeomans there who pets a handball from his teammate. He goes further afield and finds Ball Ace. about 55 from defensive goal, goes to half-back where the mark is taken there by Bowen. He kicks up towards Bartamucci, who's been okay in this last term, kicked a goal. He has a bounce, takes on Panozzo, handballs over the top to Colbert. Not a great handball. Colbert can go in and try and get it out. He's been slung around, surely holding the ball. He had a chance. He did get it out in the end, but after he was put around in a full 360-degree circle, Bailey got the ball, and the Norwood player was taken high there, and he'll take the free kick at left half forward, and that's got Ball Ace. As Ball Ace just steadying things down. He's wearing the white boots today. A few Norwood players in the white boots, about 5 of them all in front of me, actually. Maybe there's a white boot contract down at the legs as Ball Ace goes inside 50. Fisted down by the Glenelg defenders. Who's there coming? It's Paul James. Was good to Sandry. Great tackle by the Glenelg player there in Mules, their captain. Stops Sandry in his tracks. The two number 34s, and there'll be about 35 out from the Bay goal. They lead 18-14 to 7-9.
Vassalon and Zorzi off for the Norwood side, courtesy of Stillwell forward.
So it's Kirk and Meeson. The ball up is about 25 metres out from the Norwood goal. Horan going forward, being pushed forward in the tackle. The umpire said, no, that's all right. And it'll be another ball up in the same spot. Scoreboard, the Bays will like that, 18-14, 122. Norwood is 7-9.
The other thing it does, I mean, they're building up their percentage, but also Norwood's eating away at Norwood's percentage as well. So that's the downside of this sort of thing for Norwood.
The margin at half-time was 90 points, and the margin currently is 71. So they've clawed back 3 goals, 1 in the second half. Norwood. Colpert got it out from the resultant ball up. Dygan goes by hand to Bailey. Bailey, they're going backwards, Norwood, and it'll go so far as Doldie, who marks and plays on. In fact, it must have been touched because he played on immediately. Mitchell, that was deliberate, but it won't go out of bounds. It'll only go so far as James Gallagher, who taps it on. That was probably deliberate as well, but both of them couldn't have been paid and weren't, and it will be a ball up around about 70 metres out from the Norwood goal. They're going to the school end, and the boundary line umpire will throw it in right in front of the southern stand there at the Bay, and there's a lot of happy people in there with Bay scarves and Bay gloves and, you know, name it, and they've got it on. And the ball up comes in, and Paul James it was getting it down, but only so far as Horan. He gets the quick kick away, which was pretty good. Ruold will tap it on. Oh, gee, he did that beautifully, Ruold. Oh, that's a PDK personal highlight. He goes by hand to Ben Moore. Great work by Bound. Intercepted the kick by Moore. Comes to Vassal. Vassal goes by hand to Paul James. Paul James goes backwards to Ball Ace. Ball Ace, attacking side of centre wing, goes inside the defence.
Oh, well done.
Sherwood again has been magnificent. He takes the mark, plays on to Hinge. Hinge will go to centre wing out of side and find Backwell. Fluorescent boots and the number 2 and the socks are down. He comes inboard. It's all the 2s at the moment because 22's got it. Mitchell, he takes the mark, plays on, unloads from outside 50 and misses. David Mitchell has kicked this afternoon 3 behind. So got it from Backwell, has also kicked 3 behinds, and away they go.
And Norwood will waste no time, bring the football back into play. Mark taken there by Paul James. Gives it across to Vassal. Comes out wide towards his wing position. Not a great kick. Coming through Moore, meeting the ball strongly for the Bays. Sends it back to Winston. Came inside 50 up front and almost pulling down the mark was the Bay player in Rogers. Hospital handball out. Taken there by Bowen for Norwood. Handball now comes out from Brett James. It's a task there for Yeomans, but he's good enough to get it to Jackman, who chips towards right half back where it goes through the hands of Colpert. Running behind him, almost got a shock there, the Bay player in Horan. Didn't quite handle it. Now Colpert along the line. Lazy stuff indeed. And the ball now comes the way of the Bays. More handballs over the top towards 50. It's picked up by Kirkby, who's been good today. Spears the pass in, but coming out and taking a good mark in the right back pocket for Norwood is Thomas. In front of his opponent there, Logan. Thomas goes across goal out towards defensive 50, and Norwood have taken the mark out there on the outer side in their left back pocket. That, I think, is young Crouch. He kicks the football towards centre half back, goes over the head of Paul Jones, has to turn around and charge after it. Mules takes it for the Bays. Handballs in the Panozzo direction. Can he pick it up? Almost appeared to be held there by Bowen. Ball Ace was good. Handballed back inside to Thomas. Coming down to shut him out is Ruwalt, but Thomas got a handball out. Intercepted beautifully by Bryce Gibbs. Fires towards the goal on the right boot. PDK highlight for the Bays. First goal to Bryce Gibbs. Hasn't had a huge day today, but a good goal. The 19th for the Bays. They go to 19-15, 129. Norwood 7-9-51. We've played 23 minutes final term.
You going to say something?
That's why he'll go number 1 on the
It was a hard... Well, I'll tell you what, though, from what I've seen today, he hasn't used his left foot at all. So there's been a couple of times I've watched him pretty closely today that he could have wheeled around on the left foot but hasn't. And I suppose when you get to the class he is and he's got the speed and the ability, the agility to get around and just use his right, but that might just go against him.
It'll be pretty interesting. A lot of players aren't two-dimensional when it comes to skills.
Ambidextrous.
Ben Hardy's probably a classic. He's a 300-game player at AFL level and never kicks on his left, and Malcolm Blight said that was one of the amazing things about him. That's how good he is. He can always get to his right. So there's been a ball up in the middle. There's going to be another one. A lot of players around the ball now. It's very dark. And the only thing we can see is Brett Backwell's boots. So the umpire will bounce it down. I can suddenly see now. It's amazing. So there's the ball up. It'll come to Mitchell. He's been a good player today.
He has, yep.
And he kicks it wide. And that kick will go out of bounds, one would have thought, but chasing it is Crouch. In fact, he beats it to the boundary line, so that's good. He's at centre wing out of side. Ball ace is telling him to come on, and he looks for Koshaw, but getting in front, he protected him well, Koshaw, and Bartamucci took the mark, played on immediately, kicks it inside the forward 50. The pain has ended for the Norwood Football Club, and the Bays run out convincing winners, 19-15, 129, Norwood 7-9-51, and the Tigerland song starts.
It certainly does. 19-15, 129, Norwood 7 goals, 9-51. Goal scorers for the Glenelg side. You had a whole host of players kicking goals. Jeff Smith with 4, also 4 Logan. 3 there to Benny Moore, and then you had 2 there to Aaron Rogers, and singles to Gibbs, Cranston, Rewaltz, also Kirkby and Mules. For Norwood, they were best served by Nicholas Digan with 2, and then singles there to Bailey, also Scotty Borlace, Paul James and Stewie Bound kicking a goal there. So final scores here at the Glenelg Oval. It has been an absolute cakewalk. 19-15, 129. So all that the Tigers could add after half-time was 29 points. 30 points, I should say. They were 99 at half-time. Norwood, on the other hand, they've added 6 goals, 8 in the second half. So in that context, Norwood won the second half, but certainly the game, 2 points going to the Bays. They're staying down here. You're on RPH Football with Daryl Smith, Paul Blandis and John Nankerville. We'll go back to the studio and come back and wrap up this game here, courtesy of Angus Securities, the fixed interest specialists.
Hello.